Welcome back to the All New Nerds. Johnny made it just on time. It is me, Levi, the biggest Freck stan in the galaxy. I am joined by
I don't think so.
Johnny, Dylan, special guest Gibbs, and of course, longtime friend of the channel. Good to have him back, Mike from Jedi Jive.
Woo-hoo!
And we are
So
here
happy
to
be
talk
back.
about all of the good Star Wars nerdiness that's been going on in the world as of late. Last weekend
Been a
was
lot. No?
Star Wars Celebration. We were there, so we have a lot to share. We were there with Brent, Hallnet Marauders, all of our good friends,
Yes.
Convor Crawl, but Mike was not there, so we want to obviously, I know Johnny does want to share some stories with the audience, with Mike, but obviously talk about episode 3 of Kenobi.
Clue y'all into what we saw, because we saw some.
That's the main thing we're here to talk about.
Stuff.
Yeah, we saw some stuff. Dimes, we did go to Denny's, as Brent shared with you. That happened. So that's for
we didn't get the nachos. Some of y'all
may
are
see that
crazy.
footage.
We weren't getting anywhere close to those nachos.
Nachos at Denny's.
Someone, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Mug really wanted us to get the nut. He was like, "No, dude, trust me, they're good."
That's all right.
No
I'll
chance.
take his word for it.
Yeah.
Well, well, nothing to talk about. Where do we start?
Chad. Oh, I can't do anything.
There is
I can't
Chad.
highlight. What happened to me? Oh, there he is.
Hey, what's
Chad.
going on, Chad?
What's
Shout
up,
out to Chad, who we met.
Jenny?
There's Jenny.
Oh, why am I
Hey,
slow?
Jenny in the
man?
chat.
You guys highlight.
Hope
Maybe
you're doing well.
it won't let me do it.
Right beard, that guy. Jenny,
There,
I hear
Jenny.
that you're feeling a little bit hit by the Rona, so I hope you're feeling better soon.
Yes.
All
We all hope.
right.
Well, guys, here we are. I feel like
We haven't done something in a
I feel
while.
refreshed. I feel new.
I agree.
I feel like I might have COVID.
Yeah, I, on the contrary, do not feel well today at all.
You don't feel
I've taken like 4 COVID tests. They all show negative, so I think I just got something else at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
Because I feel awful. But
Oh man.
All right. Well, I am not in that party, but hopefully I don't become.
In fact, I've
get
never
that.
felt
Hopefully I
better.
don't get that.
Never felt
Anyways,
better. Wow.
wow, that's saying something.
Episode 3. We haven't talked about any of the Kenobi episodes, obviously, because we've
Well,
been out for
yeah.
the weekend, so we can kind of go wherever. But
We tried
I feel
to
like
do
episode
something.
3,
We tried to do a reaction for 1 and 2, but the
yeah.
what's it called?
You
The
may see that
Wi-Fi
footage,
did
you may
not
not.
allow.
You may see
Where
that
do we
footage, you may
start?
not.
Like hotel Wi-Fi.
It was so
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, it was. Johnny was a
Awful.
mess.
Bad first watch. Very, very bad.
It was skipping
Anyways.
around. It was not a fun way to watch the
No.
premiere, but I mean,
No.
it was good. All of us today. So, but where do we start? Do we start Celebration or Kenobi?
Because
we got some stuff to
I
say
feel
about
like we should
Celebration.
start Kenobi.
Kenobi. Okay,
Yes.
I am sure on a
We're gonna
podcast or
get,
something we'll get more in depth
We
into
can always talk about Celebration.
stuff.
But
But-
now it's Kenobi time.
Kenobi.
So, Mike, I guess, since we haven't talked to you in a bit, and if you haven't seen Mike's reaction to episode 3 of Kenobi, definitely
Hold on,
check it out. And all,
I
and
do-
all the episodes.
Hold on.
But Mike,
I
what
have
did
to
you think?
clarify for the audience that what Johnny is doing is his bag is his phone.
No,
in a
we don't
bag
need
of
to do
rice,
this. Nope.
And he's off to the side rolling it, trying to get the moisture out. And he looks.
Have it in
It's
your
very
phone.
funny. I noticed it on the stream, so I can't imagine what they're doing.
And that photo has all the
I hear
footage from
I hear the
Celebration.
rice off to the
what
side,
happened,
so I want to.
Johnny?
So
Freak
I had to call Johnny out on that.
Thank you, Levi.
for
That
the
was
viewers.
wonderful.
Well, I heard the rice crinkling in the mic, and you were asking the question as I heard. So, all right, but Mike, what did you think? Let's get the thoughts going. Let's get the.
Episode 3. Yeah. I didn't know if Johnny was saying you should give a recap of everything in general.
Yeah, but why don't you give us your whole show thoughts so far, and then?
Well,
we
so
can
I
go
think I
deeper
told you
into
before the
it.
stream started, man. It was like overall, yeah, thumbs up. Definitely some parts stronger than others, but in general, I'm getting what I want. And today's episode definitely it's an uptrend. I'm seeing it like, okay, here we go. It was a slow burn at first.
Big
and,
stuff.
Yeah, and that they needed to have that 2-episode beginning, because if they had just given us episode 1, it wouldn't have been enough. A lot of people would have been throwing negative energy. So you needed those
think
2
so?
episodes. You needed to get up to the point where you get the Vader tease at the end of episode 2 to really get the meat of it going.
Yeah.
And the most surprising and I'm loving it. I'm loving that it's surprising thing so far is that was not expecting this to be the Ben and Leia relationship story primarily, and that's what it's been so far for the first half of the show. It's been about Ben and Leia's relationship. Luke isn't even in the picture. We got one quick little glimpse of it, and to me, I'm like, that tracks with A New Hope, where he
Ben
does have a
Kenobi.
relationship
Yeah,
to some degree with Leia, and Luke,
Yeah, Luke
there's
is like,
not
"Huh?"
much there. So it's very, and also we've seen Owen be like, stay the F out of my backyard and stay away from, like,
Yeah.
keep your Jedi ways away from us. So like, it makes sense that the Leia relationship is
Right.
coming to the front. And I've loved that because the actress is killing it. She's like stealing the show almost. And that also tracks with the character of Leia, just like her being like confident and in charge and like willing to like stand in front of anybody and not be like, I'm loving it.
And the way that they're explicitly tying that to Padme in episodes 2 and 3
oh
too.
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Beautiful.
every
Beautiful.
quick little reference that he makes where he'll be like, oh, like sometimes I see her mother when I look at her face when they got the name wrong.
Yeah.
He called her Leia instead of Luma. Or when he says, yeah, you remind me of someone. They're all just little, to me, I told Jenny, who, you know, I might need to remind some of these details too, in Return of the Jedi, when they're having their little Ewok village, Luke and Leia talking to each other, and they're having she mentions their mother, or he asks if she remembers any details about her. And it was always a question like, how does she know those details? This at least gives you the vibe that even if Obi-Wan Kenobi isn't specifically saying your mother looked like this, or like he's giving her a vibe that she's like intuitive and her Jedi powers are like, she's absorbing it. And now I feel like that is in context and makes sense to me. And that's like a 40-year-old thing that I was wondering about, you know? And,
I was thinking that too, like as they've just kept talking about your Leia learns more about her mother, that kind of relates to that quote as well. I thought the Leia actress has been great. I've seen a lot of people like that's like the make or break for the show. Like you either like think she's great or she's also awful. But
I think we all liked her a lot.
As far as kid actors go, I
People
think
are mad
she's
about
doing
the
a great
chase
job.
scene,
Chase scene's a bit rough, but
which,
you can't really
like,
blame
we
her
all
for that one.
noticed, right, when we
Yeah,
first
Chase
saw
in the
it,
first
we're just
episode,
like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Odd on the
But
first watch, but
it is
I watched it
not-
again. It
It's
was
not a
okay.
make or break. It's
No.
I think there's just that one scene where the guy like runs into like a
The
2-inch
branch.
Yeah,
and
not,
he's
the branch doesn't even like
"Ooh."
swing back. He literally just
Yeah.
runs into it. It's
Who-
He
I
just
feel like maybe,
stops.
who knows, they edited maybe more Leia than they anticipated they would because of how well she did. Like maybe they were like, this is working better. Like maybe we should do more
Yeah.
of this. Like, and I just the fact that I feel like it's Leia and it's like, I'm not like, that's not Leia. Like I believe it.
right.
I
I
like
think
that.
just Leia's and Obi-Wan's relationship is, yeah, as you said, it's like really, it's kind of the main focus right now of the show, or not the main focus, but it's definitely a big part for
I
me
think it will
that's
stay.
working. And I think they needed that to work for this show to work because it's
Although
such a big
now
part.
that she's been kidnapped and like separated, I feel like that might actually be the last time they interact for like the next 8 years, right? That might
I think he's
that
gonna
might
save her
actually be it.
again.
I think he's got to save her again.
you
Yeah.
think?
I think he's got to
Yeah.
get her from Reva. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I like how you can tell how bad he wants to get back to Luke, but like, you know, right now he's got to save the other Skywalker. Like that's the only thing that could have taken him off Tatooine is the other potential
I love
Jedi
that-
master.
yeah.
You know,
I just
They just-
figured that they might allow Leia to like save herself. She doesn't need to be rescued. Like she might be a kid, but I feel like it'd be like in the novels
Be
in
hella
particular.
impressive if she
She's
could-
always been like shown as like so capable of like
Sure.
doing that kind of like, and her independent spirit alone. Like I don't see her like, you know,
Yeah.
kicking Reva in the knee and being like, "Meh," and running away.
I could,
Yeah.
but I could believe her escape from, you know, Vecht and Red Hot Chili Peppers flee. But I don't think I can see her like busting out of the Fortress Inquisitorius on her own as a 10-year-old. But like,
I also
or
don't see
choking
Obi-Wan
Vader,
just not
throwing
knowing
him
where
off.
she is and be like, I'll go back to Tatooine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but also we know that Vader can't find out about her at all.
Yeah,
Because if
so
he
that-
Right.
even
I wonder what
sniff
Reva
smells her, he's gonna
gonna
be
do.
like, what the hell? Like,
that's
Yeah.
not true though. In New Hope, they come face to face, and he's like, whatever, man. He's like, he knows her already in New Hope. In the beginning
you
on
know
the
what?
Tanty. Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
right,
that's
man.
true.
You're
Yeah,
I'm
they
wrong.
could
You're
do
right.
like
You're
a
very
Yeah,
right.
Right.
and he's
Yeah,
like,
but
you're a
if
rebel
Reva-
spy, and like,
Yeah.
it honestly adds more context to that line where he's like,
Actually,
dude,
you're
I'm
right.
not buying your.
She
your
says,
crap.
Darth Vader, only
Yeah.
you could be so bold. Like
bold.
she's actually like
and he's
told him
like,
that to
dude,
his face before.
I know, and he's like, dude, I know you're a
Yeah.
rebel. Get the hell out of my
Yeah.
face. Like,
Rogue
take her
One made
away.
that so much funnier
If
too.
Reva takes Leia to Vader, I mean, he's gonna wonder why she was with Kenobi. So I don't think it can work out.
I don't
in
think
that way.
I don't think she'll go straight to Vader. I'm just saying her being involved with the Inquisitors and stuff doesn't break any
No,
like.
no,
if
no.
Leia
Honestly-
reminds Ben of Padme, wouldn't she remind?
Yeah, I for the
Vader
record,
of-
yeah, I don't
of
think
Padme.
Vader and Leia will interact again.
Yeah,
but I'm
that's
just
interesting.
saying they interacted
Yeah,
before.
With
I don't
Va-
know.
as we said, Vader can't even like fathom that he has children.
You know
Like, that's
what?
not even something that's in his mind.
I actually saw Christian Harloff talking about this earlier when he was like reviewing the episode, and he was saying like we got to get over it. If there's inconsistencies that are like we can pick apart, it's like whether you think that ruins canon or whether you think it's perfectly fine. Either way, you got to get over it. You
So
gotta-
far,
I mean, there's
they've
nothing.
only-
Nothing has been like super jarring.
I
so
know,
far.
like,
No.
as Star Wars fans, we want to nitpick and like tie every little tendril filament together and have it make sense, but it's not. It's gonna be a little bit sloppy.
I
here
mean,
and
so
there.
far, I
They've
think it's
only
actually
bridged
nice.
things.
Yeah,
for
I
me.
think it's been
Yeah,
good.
It's
so far.
Considering it's
gonna
like all
depend on how
out of order.
Obi-Wan and
Like, literally,
Vader's next
I
interaction
I feel
goes.
like
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like A New Hope having the interaction of I'm Luke Skywalker here to rescue you. I'm with Ben Kenobi, and when Leia goes, Ben Kenobi, where is he? Like that, the way that Carrie Fisher delivered that line has allowed this show to make sense in canon completely. Like it's clear to her when Leia interacts with Vader in A New Hope. Leia interacts with Ben, like she knows him, and that
Mhm.
it's clear that this is what that's referencing. Like
Yeah.
now it seems
And this
it's
just contextualizes.
yeah, it
Hope.
contextualizes, and in combination with the Obi-Wan once thought as you do from Return of the Jedi,
Mhm.
to me, there's no canon inconsistency thus far. I think it all works, but
No.
that's just me.
Yeah. Very,
Yeah,
very much with
I mean,
it.
we know Obi-Wan and Vader's gonna meet again too. Like that's inevitable.
Yeah, they have
like,
to. Otherwise,
yeah.
the master learner line doesn't work at all.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
last time they saw each other, in which I
Yeah.
think a lot of people think that it is. People are like, "Oh, this
Well, they're
is what we waited
insane.
for."
We have we have
It's
3
like,
more episodes.
obviously,
I
that is
strongly
not
doubt
the
it.
final duel.
Yeah.
Like,
Doesn't that
obviously-
then imply that Obi-Wan is now gonna hand Vader
Yeah,
his
I think
ass in
I think
some
Obi-Wan
way?
is gonna kick his
And
ass.
we've
Well,
we've
he's
now
gonna get
seen
guidance
how
from
Vader
Qui-Gon.
how powerful he is, right? We've
He's
now
gonna get-
seen him
Yeah. He's
So,
gonna
like,
get guidance from
Kenobi's gonna
Qui-Gon,
have to be, like,
Baby Yoda.
even more powerful.
One day, Carter. One day.
Yeah, Obi-Wan. I
This is
mean,
a
we all
reference to
knew just like
Joby.
watching that fight, where like Obi-Wan's gonna get his ass
Thank you,
handed to him.
Carter.
Like, there's,
Thank you, Carter.
You know what this means? We're gonna get the like Rocky training montage,
Yeah, with
like
Qui-Gon now.
Obi-Wan like getting back into shape.
Yeah,
like,
it's gonna be
Or
sick. I can't
Quinlan,
wait.
man.
Like a
imagine
forced
imagine him and
training
Quinlan
montage.
training.
Mm-hmm.
that would be
All right,
really
let's
good.
talk
One-
about that. The Quinlan reference.
The Quinlan,
Quinlan.
boss. Just
Yeah,
like
people were
no
bringing it up in
subtlety.
chat
And not
here,
that it
but-
needed it, but it's like
Quinlan
Quinlan's
was
been
here.
here. It's
Yeah.
like okay,
Awesome.
so, like I mean,
Yeah,
there's
that's
so many things have leaked about this show, and I don't think Quinlan is
Nope,
going to
never
be
once.
in the episode because
He
of
might be in
those leaks.
Jabin. I think
But
he
he
might
wasn't
be in
mentioned
Jabin.
once in the leaks, anyways. So I think it. I mean, that's a crazy
I
tie.
will
I, hope
say-
it's
There was
satisfied
Luke
somehow.
Skywalker.
I think he very well could be in the
I
show.
think he's going to be on Jabin. I don't think they would just drop that for no
Yeah,
reason.
in
I
Mandalorian
hope
think
so.
he will.
Season 2,
I will
they
second
very strategically dropped Ahsoka's name before they revealed Ahsoka, and we
Yeah.
got a very like Ahsoka
True.
Tano, and so here it was like Quinlan was here. I feel like either that means wow, they're definitely saying we're about to have him,
Right.
or it's a very distinct like that's what you're gonna get.
That's a
Or
story
there's
for another
just
time.
some lore nerd.
You
and
get a
it's like,
little
"Put
Easter
this in
egg,
here."
and you get to freak out about it, and then we don't.
Well, I mean, let's think
Or-
about kind of the things the seeds they've
up,
been planting. I mean,
Sheev?
obviously,
Sheev! Shout out.
Sheev. We're gonna see, Qui-Gon eventually. Clearly, I mean, like there has to be
It's
some kind of
usually what
end
it's
to
leading up
this.
to, right?
To
I
this
feel like he
every
said the
episode
name
referencing Qui-Gon.
in every
you know?
episode so
Yeah.
far.
So it needs to be, some
Give
build
them
up
to us.
and a payoff, of course. And obviously Quinlan's a kind of sort of a different situation, but I think it's a potential, and I think it would make sense. But we'll see, I guess.
Levi, you said there were some other names on that wall, right?
Yeah, some other names. So there's been a couple of. So you may have seen it's been talked about briefly in the credits that this is the first time on a show that there's been a Pablo Hidalgo has been credited as the lore advisor, and so we've seen a lot of Easter
Right.
eggs to stuff. Like so, in the first episode, she references Merson Pirates, with its reference to the first Marvel 77 Star Wars comic run. The second episode, Haja is helping out that kid, and that kid in the credits is named Corrin, referencing Corrin Horn, who is one of the main characters in the X-Wing novels. And then
Oh, I did see that.
and then in this, I believe it was Corrin Horn. And then in this, the names on the walls are also references to other post-Order 66 Jedi from Legends, pretty much all
Oh,
of them
wow.
from the novels. So, like, there's some cool stuff in there. There's not anyone, like, super specific that is like, oh, they're going to be in live action. It's just cool little stuff that's,
Yeah.
adds a nice
Right.
little layer of connectivity. But while we're on the topic of canon, just real quick, I do want to address the Grand Inquisitor in the room. I'm pretty sure all of us do not think he's dead. We know he's not dead. Johnny,
have a story.
maybe you can tell your quick story,
Should I tell
celebration
my story?
Yeah, real quick, Johnny's story from
Okay, I'll
Celebration.
tell my story. So, as you know, we went to Star Wars Celebration, and I was fortunate enough to meet Rupert Friend. Shout out to Corey Van Dyke. But yeah, we ended up talking for a little while, and so as I was walking away, I said, "I hope you're not dead." And then he looks at me and kind of goes like, so that actually happened. So
Gotta mean something, right?
and I just think it doesn't really make sense for him to be dead. So
Well, he's not.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that the Grand Inquisitor is not dead. Surprise, surprise.
Vader also says he means nothing, not he meant nothing.
Yeah, and I
that's
noticed
true.
that too.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, they know what they're doing when they're writing this stuff. I
Right.
don't think they would just use like they would use the meant or mean wrong. So
Yeah.
I just
No,
think he's
100%.
gonna back to somewhere.
Also, like Vader, when mentioning Grand Inquisitor, was like to Reva, was like, "Yo, you could move up into that position." Like that's totally a setup for just the slap in the face to Reva, you know, where it's
Yeah,
like the
when he
Grand
shows
Inquisitor
back
is
up,
gonna
yeah.
come out and be like, "Oh, you know, you couldn't." Kill
Anybody
me. I
that's
live,
played
bitch."
Fallen Order knows he's gonna fucking kill her, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be,
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
brutal, and it's gonna be like, damn.
I
dude,
will
like-
say they didn't have to do the stomach stab because so many characters have died from the stomach stab, and I don't know. I guess he gets to live. We'll see how it plays out, but
No one in
don't
Star
know.
Wars really dies.
although
it's hard to
That
kill
one's
someone in
two
Star
stomachs.
Wars.
when the Jedi
That's
Survivor trailer dropped and you heard the Grand Inquisitor talking, and then they showed like the image of him, I was like, they get
It's
that
actually
clearly
not
so-
It's
him.
not.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's not.
It's
No.
not.
It's a senator.
Everybody
All
thought it
found
was.
Yeah.
I thought it
looks a
was, but
lot
it's not
like
him.
Yeah.
Johnny
He doesn't have
really
any of the
thought it was
markings.
him.
He doesn't.
It's not him.
Same
Yeah.
Because
species,
when
though.
that first started, I was like, "Is this Maul talking?" It almost
I
sounded
did
like
too.
Sam
I thought I
Witwer.
was like, "Yo."
I'm like,
Well,
I was
I
about to
actually
be
Well,
like,
think
"Oh."
well,
Maul's in that
hold
And
on.
then
trailer.
it
I
showed
think
that guy, and I was like,
I
"It is the
think
Grand
I
Inquisitor,
think
bro."
that's a different conversation. We're kind of getting off track, but we do think
Yeah.
that Maul is in that game. But that's a
Maul
different
is in that
conversation.
trailer.
That was
and in
Sam
that,
Witwer's voice, bro. I'm telling you. It seemed like they
possible.
blended two audio tracks together. That
True.
was
Yeah,
my
I was
okay.
saying
Yeah,
this,
true.
Chad. I was saying he's gonna be a
The
Maul.
Fennec Billy.
Yeah, dude, Fennec laid on the ground dead with a hole through her for like an hour, or like not an hour, a day, and then got
Yeah.
That was a
And
gun.
she got
The
healed, so-
lightsaber's a little different.
And then she was able to like sit up and be like, "Oh, what happened to my abdomen?"
Yeah,
She would
yeah.
be able to sit up with.
Right.
I think the GI is good. I think. He's
But
good.
what
So I
did
just
we
wanted to
think
address
about
that
the
while we're on
fight?
canon.
Because I've heard a lot of criticisms about the fight itself.
Yo, can you
Obviously, I
highlight
know
the-
it was like Vader whipping Kenobi's ass, but
This-
Dimes to dollars comment.
the Inquisitor's
Higher
obviously not
Jedi
dead. Hit me more high than the
More
Jedi.
high than Jedi Drive on 420.
That was a fun stream. I'll be honest.
My biggest complaint about the fight, it's more of a nitpick than anything, is that this set was sort of lame.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
they were
not a
sort of
fun
just,
place
like,
to have a
among
fight.
like a bunch of piles of gravel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was like a little too dark. I mean, the lighting was cool, but I thought it was a little too dark to see
I agree.
properly. And
Yeah.
They-
just sort of weird there. And maybe the music wasn't as great as I was hoping it would be in that scene. The fight itself, the choreography, I thought was fine. And there's this one really great scene where Vader like hits Obi-Wan's lightsaber, and Obi-Wan gets like knocked back, and he has this like
Mhm.
look of shock, and he's like,
Yeah.
because Vader is so much stronger at this point,
Right.
just like physically, not just in the Force, but like he's robot arms, you know. So
Yeah.
that's
That's
pretty
powerful.
awesome scene.
I
he's
like how
just
they-
strong.
I like how they presented the power dynamic there. I thought the beginning where Obi-Wan was just like he'd run back and then we'd cut to something else that went on a little too long for me. Like I don't know, the running away just didn't like. I want. It's good that he did that, like character wise. I just think the
He's
way it
trying
was
to. Yeah, he's
shot and
trying
the
to
way-
get. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kenobi
no,
might
no, no.
away.
It was just a bit odd.
Kenobi wants nothing to do with it.
No, it's true. Yeah. But I just thought Vader in this episode, just like his character, was
Horrifying.
just- yeah, he
Wild.
was scary, and the
Him
I
fact
think
walking
the
that
through
first time
town.
I've been scared of Vader.
the
genuinely.
fact that he was like he didn't want to kill Obi-Wan. He wanted to like torment him. He wanted to mess with him. He was like, "Look what you did to me.
Did
I'm gonna do it
anybody
to
else
you."
get-
Yeah.
I got strong Michael Myers vibes a couple times.
Yeah,
when he
was like a
drib-
serial killer.
Where I was like,
Yeah.
this is the first
Yeah,
time
he's just
Vader actually
walking.
felt
He was
like a
like a
horror
horror
villain.
movie.
Where I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
horrified by this
That's
guy.
what
Like,
they
he's
So there's
scaring
been
me.
there's been a lot of brutality in this show because before the show came out, there was a lot of controversy that oh my god, it's gonna be rated TV9. It's the lowest rated Disney Plus show, and we said on this channel.
Stormtrooper getting
Yeah,
cut
we
in
said
half.
we said on this channel. I think that's just Disney Plus rating the trailer and not the actual show, and that's true because the episodes are TV 14, bigger than the Mandalorian, so we know that wasn't the case. But in the first episode, Reva cuts off that woman's hand. You see like someone carrying her away in the background. In this, when he's walking down the street and he pulls like the husband out the window, snaps the son's neck, and you see the wife just on the ground crying.
Yeah, and that was like a kid.
I was like,
that
oh my god!
I was
Vader
shocked.
Vader walks in,
Poor
he's
guy.
just like, fuck
So-
you,
And
fuck
then he
you,
just
fuck you, and
pulls
just
someone else.
kills
Like
him.
that was
Yeah, he's just dragging
insane.
her. Was he just trying to like
Insane.
get Obi-Wan out? Like,
Yeah, he was
you know,
just
the
getting them to
Jedi
leave.
code is like an
messing
itch.
with people. He's brutal. Like,
Vader's just like not having a good day, and he's like, you know what?
Awful.
It's just it was like I'm totally with Mike. That was the first
Yeah.
time where I really felt because even in Rogue One, the hallway scene, it's like cool Vader. You know, this was scary. This
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that's just a random guy who you just snap that kid's neck. Like,
Yep.
okay, like all right.
Hey,
And the
so he
shot
like
with
pulls the guy out of the building.
A
Oh,
couple
yeah.
really
The
good
window.
shots too. There was one like looking up shot at Vader doing like force choke where it just seemed it was just a cool
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just- there's
Yeah.
just lots of really cool like whoa, this
A
is
low
just
angle,
horrifying, man.
Right.
And when you couple that with the earlier scene, it was the callback to Revenge of the Sith where he's actually getting put together. Jenny texted
That
me
was
while
sick.
she was watching that scene, being
my
like,
gosh.
"Yo, this is like body horror. This is like actual, like a horror movie, like
So-
horror porn. Like it was really
100%.
disturbing."
You guys
in a
are
lot
doing
of ways.
good.
And we'll talk about it, what we think about it. But the shot with him
Yeah.
just standing by the fire with the fire in his lenses, like that was, I
Yeah.
just thought that was such an amazing shot.
Vader in
Yeah,
flames.
You know
Vader
how
in
like
lava,
Michael
Vader in
Myers has the tendency to
flames.
like even if you're running away from him, he never
Stands
runs.
and
He
stares,
just
yeah.
walks.
Yeah.
And I feel like Vader did that in this episode where Kenobi was like running and turning around, and Vader would just be there, and it would be
Yeah.
like it feels like Michael Myers where he doesn't even have to. Have you ever seen Vader run? Never. He doesn't run. He doesn't
No,
have to.
you
He
don't
just
need to.
shows up and owns you, and it's so scary.
So let's talk about that fire look a little bit because I've seen a lot of that's not honestly the biggest point of controversy I think of this episode is the ending with the fire and what people think. A lot of people are saying he could have just gone through it. Other people like myself are saying that's clearly not the point. He is
Yeah.
trying to
Yes.
make Obi-Wan just suffer as much as possible. He wants
said
him
that
to get
himself.
away. Yeah,
Did he
he
not?
yeah.
Yep.
so
I
that's
think
my
there's a
take
lot
on it.
going on.
Torturing
There's
him.
a few
Yep,
reasons
he knows
why
he'll find him
let
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's I think there's plenty of
I
things
think
to
part
point
of
to.
it is because he sees how weak Obi-Wan is, and he wants a rematch at full strength. Like I think he wants to win properly.
Yeah, he was like, that was too
and
easy.
He
Like,
wants to make him suffer. There's a lot of things going on there. It's like, yeah, obviously he could have gotten Kenobi
Yeah.
there. Like, I think that people are saying that like he just like failed to do so is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mhm.
they very
Because he's
specifically
scared
show
of
you
fire.
from Vader's point of view that he sees that Obi-Wan's getting away and he chooses to do nothing. Like that's very
He just stands
clear.
there. He's not even like.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
He literally could just like.
He could just walk through
force
that fire
crush
if he
that-
wanted to.
force
It's
crush
like,
the
we know
robot,
that he can walk through
like,
fire.
the droid.
My man has
He
a
tells the
Castellan Mustafar,
stormtrooper,
don't
"Get
He can
him
walk
for
through
me."
lava.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the
yeah.
one trooper. Yeah.
You could literally just force pull him over, like if
Yeah,
you wanted.
exactly.
He doesn't.
And he
yeah.
did. He did that before when he picked him up. Like he
Right.
he wants to make this. I think something you guys just nailed it on the head of like even if you're not a Sith, a crazy evil person, when you're looking forward to something and you get to it and you're just like, oh, that was kind of mid. Like it's
Yeah.
like the biggest letdown. And so for this
Yeah.
guy, he's
Like
been
Maul.
hunting
That's
Kenobi
Maul.
for he's been
He lives
hunting
like that.
Kenobi for 10 years. He has him. He wants this like he
needs
wants
to
the
go to rematch.
satisfaction. You know, he's a
Yeah.
Sith, so he
He's
wants
the
like,
one person in the universe that actually knows Kenobi's actual capabilities too.
Yeah.
Because he put him there.
he
in the
put
first
him there in the
place.
first place, and
Yeah.
he wants like to get that revenge, and so, and also additionally, he wants to make him suffer like he made Anakin suffer. You know, I'm what you made
Yeah.
me. It's what he says, and when he picks him up and
Best
just starts
line of the show
burning
so far.
burning him in the fire, like oh
Notice
my
how he
God.
doesn't refer to Vader and Anakin as two different people too. I think we talked about that on the reaction, or maybe after when Vader, because typically Vader's like Anakin's dead, you know, but with Obi-Wan he's like, nah, you did this, about to do it to you. It's gonna be awesome.
I
I
mean,
just
thought
like
that
was
sort of. Well, I mean, he could
Obi-Wan.
be saying like that from Vader's perspective, like I am
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you made me, like I am Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
and
Right,
I'm no
right,
longer Anakin. People are saying that a lot. I don't. I'm not reading into it too much.
Yeah.
I think just the way
It's like a
it's
plus.
worded.
It's like a bonus for me. I think it's like a cool
Yeah.
thing to
No,
point
I
out.
do
I
too.
guess people just, I don't know. People
We
want to be
should,
mad. And they
should
shouldn't
talk
be.
about seeing Anakin though. Hayden
Oh
Christensen.
my
Yes.
God, on the Fuzo, yeah, insane.
Yeah, I'm still holding out for like a new footage
We're gonna get
flashback.
a full. We're gonna get a full scene.
Bro,
I'm
Yeah.
we're getting more Order
They wouldn't hype
66.
up
You
Hayden
already
as much
know,
as they
dude.
have as being a part of this show because obviously we don't even know if he was in the suit there. I would like to hope.
I think he was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope
But
so.
we don't
There's no
know. It's
reason
not-
for him
it's
to
not
be
his
though.
voice.
Yeah,
There's no reason for him to be. So I'm sure he's gonna have a bigger part to play.
Mike, I think you said you wanted to talk about James Earl Jones.
Oh, well, I just wanted to mention that it was definitely a point of conversation that some people, like, I was originally confused because somebody told me that it wasn't James Earl Jones, that it was going to be the same thing as Mark Hamill, like where it was just like computer generated. And then Jenny was like, no, correction, it says it's James Earl Jones. So I was like, no, wait a minute, it actually sounded like they took James Earl Jones and like altered it or something. So
yeah, I think they altered it.
Although I did not question that it was Vader's voice, it still definitely had that altered nature to it, but that goes hand in hand with Vader being robotic in general. So
I don't know.
Also, this is like Vader at a time we've never seen him technically before.
I thought it sounded great. It reminded me of New Hope the most.
Right.
Yeah, I think it sounded. I think it sounded great, but I agree with Mike that it's probably not 100% organic in the sense that like the last time that James Earl Jones
like 90, right?
I know the last time that James Earl Jones fully recorded something, they didn't alter it really at all, like outside of the normal stuff.
It
was
sounded
Rogue One,
a little off,
and you could tell it was different. Yeah, you could.
That was
tell,
Rogue One, right?
Yeah, Rogue One, and you could tell that it was off. And so for this to sound like he did 40 years ago,
I'd have to
is
look
like
back.
Apparently it's bassy. I don't remember it either, but apparently
something's up.
It sounded like New Hope.
I also hate in that scene how when he's giving doing force choke on Krennic that he just like looks like he's giving like, a white power symbol.
Vader
so random.
I gotta say, people complaining about Vader like, oh, he doesn't look angry enough when fighting. It's like, chill, we're gonna get that. He knows he's just killing.
He's literally
Obi-Wan.
toying with him. Yes.
This is 10 years he's been Vader. Like he's been groomed by the Emperor for all this time.
Yeah.
And like he's rageful, but he's not as brash as he used to be. Like he's learned from his mistakes as Anakin.
And we're seeing peak Vader, and I think when we get that second fight, that's when we're gonna really see the oh, okay, now I have a fight. Now I can go full force.
Yeah, but also Obi-Wan is never gonna overpower Vader at this point. So the only way for Obi-Wan to defeat him and show him who's really master is with other force powers, like psychological ones, reminding him of Padme in some way and weakening him or something in that way, having that psychological control.
He's got to reconnect because even in the third episode, he's being.
But also, Qui-Gon Jinn could play a role in that. Qui-Gon's got to
come
in and have some.
But I do hope we do get a more evenly matched lightsaber fight.
I think that we will. I really hope that we will.
Don't see any way the show could go if there isn't another fight.
No, there'll be another fight, but it's a question of whether it's gonna be more about the Force. Because I want Mustafar too, kind of.
Well, I think also we're gonna get some Inquisitor saber fights because we haven't gotten one of those yet, and we know those are coming to the show.
Here's the thing: why do the Inquisitors exist? Vader pulls up and he just does the job way better than any of them. I know that's the point.
They exist. They exist. Jedi and Force sensitive.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for a while.
No, do you think there's a potential for Yoda to come in at all with the Qui-Gon situation? So. Because Yoda's the one that was I heard from Qui-Gon. So maybe Obi-Wan might have to go to Yoda first to be really, I need some help with this.
Gibbs really wants that scene.
I want Yoda.
I just don't know.
So disconnected from the Force at this point. He's so much weaker than he used to be.
He's got to go to Yoda, right?
He needs some Yoda.
Yeah.
And sure, it could be Qui-Gon, but he can't reach Qui-Gon.
Who's not answering him?
I think if he goes, talks to Yoda and gets that rest of the train.
Right.
I'm on board with that.
I've been wanting that for months now.
Obi-Wan's at a very.
It's gonna happen, but in terms of it not being leaked or whatever, that's something they would keep quiet, like they did.
Yeah.
That's something they would have used a very small crew on.
That's true.
So I don't think that it not being leaked is a good.
I think I'm with Anchorman on this one. I think the only way we're going to see Yoda is in the way that Yoda appears in Rebels, where he appears in
that's fine.
I don't think we're going to go to
Dagobah.
But also, guys, in Empire Strikes Back, when Obi-Wan first sends Luke to Yoda, I know Ben, he'll know where Yoda is, but he's you got to go to Dagobah to go see Yoda. It's
they're not
cool
like
for
that.
them to
They're not like that.
establish that. Have Ben go to Dagobah once, just so that he has that.
I'd be totally cool with that. Yeah,
I hope so.
And just Obi-Wan is he just keeps reaching these lows, and right now, he just got defeated by Vader. Leia's gone.
I mean, I wonder how bad those burns.
Did you hear Ewan McGregor's voice during that when Vader started killing people? He sounded terrified, dude. He was "Get her to Alderaan."
In the fire, he said just Anakin burning alive. It was amazing.
Right.
Ewan's acting is been incredible,
Killer.
obviously, but I think even just the visual acting from him, just his face when he senses senses Vader or Anakin, or even in the second episode when he just learns about or hears about Anakin as Vader, I don't know, he's killing it.
Okay, before we go too far, can we talk about Freck for a second? fascist
And,
mole.
I
I
was
said
just
as
about to
soon as
bring
I
that
saw
up.
it, I sent into our group chat, Freck
I-
goaded.
I feel like I
We
need
were
to
all on
need
the
to-
Freck train, but now
need to make-
off it. Or are
we need to
still
make
on
we need to
I-
make a fascist mole T-shirt.
I don't
I
really
was-
care either way.
I was
Freck is not a good
absolutely
guy.
convinced
Not a good
that
idea.
Freck was not a good guy. I really liked him at
Seth Rogen.
first.
He
Like,
ended
that
up being
little-
shady though because he was
with a little order.
Yeah.
He was
Sounds
a
like
horrible.
Seth
No, Dylan, you do
Rogen
it.
did. I-
It
Dylan's
does
got
sound
the-
like
Dylan's
it
got
does
the
sound
Freck.
like
I was
I couldn't
absolutely
live with Freck.
convinced it was Seth Rogen. I was like, oh, that's so cool. He's in Star Wars.
Who was it?
Zach Braff.
Oh, Zach Braff. Oh,
And it's funny 'cause
yeah.
I'm not the only person. Like everyone was. Saying
Everyone
this.
thought that,
People
yeah.
still like are like not even sure. They're like, I still think it's Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
In
That's
general,
funny.
there's been kind of like a pushback against alien characters having like normal, like Earth-like human voices, where it's like, why is it so hard to just give them an alien voice and then have translation on the bottom, or like or have it be? Because I know they wouldn't speak English, but like,
Right.
at
think
least
it's
have them
great.
like grunt or like have it sound
Yeah.
other than just like, "Hey, I'm
That's
Frick," you know.
No,
like,
no, that was
Freck.
so cool.
I'm
though.
Joe and I
Right.
drive a pickup truck. That's basically what it is. It's
Right.
Mhm.
I like
Well,
it though.
With,
I'm
with,
I
Bob.
liked it too.
with Freck too, we got that great scene where Obi-Wan is
not to be
they're
confused
under
with
disguise
Babu
and they're
Frick.
using their different names, and Obi-Wan
gonna be in
accidentally says
Mandalorian, right?
Leia.
Babu Freck.
He's going to be in Mando 3? Oh,
We
wait,
saw
you
him.
guys got a trailer.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
he in the
We
trailer?
saw Babu
He was in the trailer.
Oh,
Did anyone
Fun
else
and
think?
film.
hate
Did anyone
you.
else think the writing was a
Yes.
little weird when the stormtrooper realizes he said Leia, and the stormtrooper's like, "You just said Leia."
No,
I
I thought that
thought
was
the
like
name was
typical
Lola.
stormtrooper behavior.
Yeah,
I thought it was
just-
where he like
Yeah,
caught
sounds
on,
about
but like
right.
just slow enough to still be stupid. Like,
Yeah,
like,
it's
Yeah.
stormtrooper.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
that
I
was
know,
pretty
that's
basic
pretty
stormtrooper behavior.
smart, but not smart enough.
Yeah.
Like,
Correct.
yeah.
Right.
Nonetheless.
Although it gave for a moment we referenced earlier a pretty good emotional moment that you
Oh, a
plays where
fantastic
Yeah.
scene.
he
yeah.
like
Yeah.
he lies, but it's in truth about
yeah.
Yeah.
seeing.
Ooh.
Oh, and then,
Fregley
she,
or
and then
Freck?
she asks, "Are you my real father?" That actually
Freckles.
kind of hit me in a weird way too. Where
Yeah.
you know the
Maybe
whole
Fregley.
like, is
Yeah,
Obi-Wan
I don't know.
Kenobi is actually Luke and Leia's father? That whole
Yeah,
meme where
yeah,
there-
yeah.
there's
That
like
meme. I was like,
plenty
well,
of
it's true.
evidence to suggest that like,
Right.
yeah.
And I'd like how Leia's smart enough to infer that.
Yeah,
'Cause,
and
like-
also he mentions his brother. He mentions he has a brother.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that's
yeah,
huge.
yeah.
I
Dude,
wonder
that's-
if we're ever gonna see Obi-Wan's.
So
brother.
Very
now it's
big.
like they have to have the Obi-Wan brother
Right.
story. That
Who
has to be a
knows?
thing.
Maybe they
now.
like reconnect in Jabim or something. It's sort of
Yeah.
weird
Maybe.
they mention it and not. do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It was.
I
it was an
just I
interesting
question
thing-
where it would come in, but yeah.
It was an
Jabin-
interesting thing to hear
Jabin
from
seems
Obi-Wan
perfect.
too, just talking about like his parents and how he remembers glimpses and stuff. Because it's
Yeah,
not
his
something
name,
that
his
Jedi
name might
talk
be
about a lot.
Obi-2 Kenobi.
Obi-2.
But he it's interesting to note that he remembers it not in fondness because he remembers the like basically being stolen from his family by
Right.
the Jedi. Like so he's kind of like got a negative view of the Jedi. in
Which
that
might
way.
be a Riva arc type deal.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we're still a little unclear of like where.
Because clearly
Or-
she was pissed off when she like tossed that table to the side.
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
and it was like, oh, she remembered something about her Jedi past that like was making her pissed. Like
Right.
whether it's like the Jedi, she hates them in general, or whether she resents being corrupted and is who knows.
Well, I think I have a theory that, and it's not just me. This is one of the many that she blames Obi-Wan for creating Vader, and she hates Vader just as much as she hates Obi-Wan. And honestly, she's trying to take everybody out. She's like, she's just on a warpath, and she's only using the dark side and the Inquisitors. Like, she doesn't actually care about the Empire or
Yeah.
any of that. Like,
And we
it's
see
not-
that too with how she just disobeys orders constantly. She doesn't care about the other Inquisitors. She's just like.
And I think
Yeah.
it is almost suicidal in a way, because she mentions there's a scene in the beginning of episode 3 when the fifth brother says to her, you know, I hope you get what's coming to you, and she's like, yeah, so do I. Like I she said it twice. Like, she has a slow moment there where
I don't think it was anything beyond that she thinks she's gonna be Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah,
I
well,
think you
they
guys
said
have-
what you
No,
get, what
but-
you deserve.
yeah,
and she
but,
was
but like
yeah,
but like the
same,
way
honestly.
she says it slowly a second time, like somberly, and
Yeah.
she knows what she is. She's a Jedi turned Inquisitor. She's both. She hates everything. Her life is filled with
Right.
misery. Like, I don't think
I know,
anyone
but her main
wants
driving
that.
force is to become Grand Inquisitor and also find Kenobi.
I don't think
So-
that is her main.
We don't
driving
know what her.
Yeah.
motivations
But only
are
Vader
exactly.
The
Okay,
show wants
well,
you to
maybe
think
on the
that
surface
at least.
level.
The show wants you to
Yeah.
think that she's just in it for the power, but there's
she doesn't
easily
said that.
more to it.
Yeah, she's only ever been vague about it. And and we see a little girl
Fair, but I mean,
look,
I
a
don't
little
know
girl
if that specific
in that
part
first scene in Order 66 who says we
That's
have to
true.
run, and she leads that group of younglings
Yeah.
away, and Grand Inquisitor's like, we found you in the gutter, You know, all that. Like, there's something else going on with her. I don't think it's. Just,
I mean, if it is just I want power, I think that's dumb.
That's
Her
too
little
generic.
rivalry with the
100%,
fifth
yeah.
brother though is kind of corny. How they both like think they're hotter than they are, and like when they're like, which who do you think is gonna be by Vader's side when this is all? And it's like neither of you. Like it just seems
We see
very
how this
like
one plays
they
out.
both
So
overestimate.
Brent's saying I feel like River was
Brent's
taking my
been
Anakin
advocating
train.
for the Star Killer route. The whole.
But-
See,
personally-
I think that
And I
people
think
would be
that's-
so upset.
people would
if this
hate
was
that,
the
Brent.
case because, like, and
Yeah.
they do take into account.
Brent's,
somewhat
I know,
what fans would
Brent. I'm not
say.
sure I'm familiar with her because I know
Except
you're not a
Anchorman.
gamer.
Oh,
you
hey.
hate gaming, but like that story is one that Sam Witwer played Starkiller in Legends, and people are like, some people are really obsessed with that character and hold it to a super high standard.
He's too
So if-
powerful to be in canon.
And I don't
but
like him personally. I don't
I'm
like
not.
those games.
He can
Oh,
never,
Star-
can never.
But
Starkiller is
He can.
goaded, but
but
he's too
if she
powerful for
yeah,
canon.
but if she took that spot in canon, people would hate that. People would
Yeah.
Yes,
rip it down.
that, that would be riots in
I-
the streets.
I think it would be
if
sick
you think
if
there's
it
a
was like,
moral
nah, I'm taking
problem
you.
with her
Like, come
now.
with me.
That Underground Railroad Jedi friend lady,
Tala,
Tala, yeah,
Tala.
she like mentioned that Quinlan Voss was smuggling younglings.
Yeah.
That
Right.
was his role, and I was like, oh, is he
Mhm.
going to be involved in the Grogu story? Is he involved in
Ah,
getting Grogu
Quinlan.
out of the temple?
Ooh, I did
Because
that
now
didn't even
they've
cross my
connected
mind.
him with being a youngling smuggler, and it's like,
Right.
dude,
Huh.
maybe he didn't
Youngling
take him out of the
smuggler.
temple.
Mike, you get a gold star. I didn't even think to connect
That
the
didn't
Grogu.
even cross my mind at all.
No,
Right.
maybe he doesn't have to be the guy that actually
No, but
took
like,
him
but
out,
like
but
Grogu,
received him and
but like
helped him get to her.
Grogu
yeah.
would be
But Grogu being
part of
passed
it.
along
Like,
through
yeah,
that.
he
Grogu
would be
could
part of the
theoretically be
plan.
in this show, right?
Intriguing.
Like,
I
I
don't
hope
think he
not,
will.
but-
I don't think
No,
he
I-
will.
yeah, because
I-
then Kenobi would have known about it, and
Yeah.
well, why not?
I-
He's on
I-
Tibet.
I had never thought Grogu was saved. From
that could end up
trouble.
being like a kids animated show arc that they do too, where it's like Quinlan Voss and younglings. Who knows? It
Yeah.
could be anything. They could end up doing.
Tales the Jedi.
Yeah,
don't know.
That's Star Killer
Season
though.
2.
Brent.
it could be a story that they tell in another medium, but I would love for them to bring.
I think it's
back
going to be a Mandalorian story. I think
Mandalorian
we'll see a
season 3. Yeah,
flashback.
Yeah,
dude,
I-
Quinlan
I-
Voss still alive after the fall of the Empire? Yes, please. Do
Well,
it.
that's a fun thing about Mandalorian is we still have so many questions even after 2 seasons. Like, we
Oh.
don't even know why Grogu was where he was when he got found. Like, Mando doesn't know. No one knows.
I'm so
Even
disappointed
Grogu doesn't
that
even know.
Ventress
He's
is
gonna
dead.
be a
I'm so
bad bitch.
disappointed because I would love to have Charlize Theron play
I
Ventress.
mean, they could go ahead and retcon some
No,
books.
they're not.
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
think so.
People
Yeah,
love
so-
that book, though, right? Like, people
Yeah,
are obsessed
they
with
It's
re-
it.
different
they've
though.
retconned
That's
books.
not one. Okay, name
Dark
a book
Disciple?
name a book they retcon.
Ahsoka book.
I know, but here's the thing.
Kanan.
Both of those books.
Kanan
That's not a
book.
book. That's the, what? The what book?
Kanan. A comic.
Okay.
If they
whatever.
retcon a
The one-
lightsaber color,
No.
it's not a
Yeah,
real
yeah.
Oh,
For
no,
one,
she didn't
hold
even
on,
fight
hold
at
on, hold on,
all.
hold on.
She
Well,
didn't
she
fight him
did,
at all.
but
No, they
in
cut
that
her
book,
ratio.
to get to the point, both those stories, Ahsoka and Dark Disciple, are both. They're not just books that people decided to write. They're both based on Dave Filoni having direct input on those stories. Especially with Dark Disciple, those are directly adapted from Katie Lucas's scripts. Dave Filoni does the intro to that book. Like, it's a little bit different. Like, though that is a Clone Wars story that is meant to be canon in Dave Filoni's eyes. Like, that's a little bit different to me. And the Ahsoka book only got changed because Dave Filoni did not think he would get a chance to make that story, and then he did. And then there are some
True.
inconsequential differences in like 5 pages of the book. Like Mike said, like a lightsaber color or slightly the way like a fight
She
goes.
doesn't
Like
fight Maul at all.
she does. I mean,
it's not important though.
yeah, it's
I'm
not. It's
just
literally on
saying-
5 pages.
It's not unprecedented that they wouldn't
but
change
yeah,
it.
but I'm
Yeah.
saying that's not, to me, that doesn't change retconning Ventress dying. Like, that's pretty big. Doing
Yeah, no,
stuff like that where the events are largely the same, like in Kanan, like you brought up Kanan. It happens on the planet Caller. Depa Billaba and Caleb are there. Like, if you on the broad scope, all the same things happen. Ventress not dying at the end of the Clone Wars would be massive. Like, that would change a lot. There's like almost no way you could retcon that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't see how that would be.
Like, that's different.
I
That's
mean,
fake, yes.
we'll see, I guess,
Or
right?
at the very least, it'd be interesting to have like if Quinlan and
Dave Filoni's
Obi-Wan were in
ignored
the same
Quinlan.
scene together, he could easily like throw out the name Ventress and have Quinlan show some sort of emotion about it, and like that,
True.
Yeah.
even,
That's
just
the type
even
of
if it's like a
stuff is-
one-line throwaway, like fans would love that.
That's the type of stuff as fans we want, but like realistically, like doesn't.
It
like,
gives like a
it
nice little
makes-
bookend on
yeah.
the like because for people who haven't read the novels, it's like, oh, Ventress went back to the good side, and then eventually so that would be cool. But just hearing Quinlan's name mentioned, I feel like I said
Yeah.
either that means they're like that's what all you're getting, or it's a big hint that he's gonna be
I think
If
it's
they're
gonna
willing
be,
to put his name out, they're willing to come on.
it's gonna be satisfied in something at least, right? Like even potentially Andor. I don't know. Like there's got to be like
Andor. Yeah, there you go. Smuggling younglings. That's some pretty. I don't know.
True.
right.
Bail Organa.
We'll see.
I don't
We'll see
know
how
if
this
Andor. I don't
ends,
know if
you-
Andor
Maybe
will
it's
ever touch Force stuff. I don't know. I question that. But
I think it totally
Really
will.
though, because
Oh,
Bail.
no.
You think Bail
Maybe
Organa would have like a?
Kanan and
I don't
Vader
know.
and the Emperor all going to be in Andor. So.
Yeah. Do you guys think we're seeing the Emperor in this show?
I don't think so. But
Do you think? No, you don't think we'll see like a?
I think we'll see him in a hologram.
At most a hologram. Yeah.
yeah, I think Palpatine will be a hologram.
I'd
I
like to
know
see
he'll.
it.
I know he'll be in Andor because we see the Senate.
He'll be in
Yeah.
Andor.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
And-
we're 40
yeah.
minutes in. We can start talking about some of that stuff we saw because there's a
We'll do it.
lot
Can
to
we?
break down.
Do we want to put a
Well,
book
should we
in
talk about
our-
the other Kenobi episodes? Because we really haven't had a shot to.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
chance to.
I mean, feel free. You may speak freely.
I have little complaints about them. I'll be honest. I think they've all been like really good. I think some of them. I don't want to say there's been like dips in quality throughout the episodes, but there's definitely sometimes I'm like, oh, that was a little weird.
been
or
going
that
up
was
for
a-
me.
Yeah,
a
it's
interesting
just, like,
choice.
I can barely even talk about it as like episodes because before coming on here, I watched all three like back to back
Yeah.
to back. And it's like I
Seamless.
just watched like half of a movie,
Yeah.
It's not-
Definitely.
like episode for episode.
Right.
So
I agree.
far, like it's an amazing half of a movie. So
I
Yeah.
agree. And I
Pretty
think even like some of my like quote unquote writing issues, which are very small, it feels like the prequels a lot, which is great. Like
I think that might be
connective
intentional,
tissue. Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody bleeds.
Because you were
like-
saying what the
like that.
the dialogue.
I think some of the dialogues maybe corny or maybe just some of the deliveries aren't great.
There's some
but-
corn in there. There's some starch.
Yeah, but
I
when is
saw
there
a
not?
bunch of people in the comment section complaining earlier about how they thought the laser fence was so stupid that like it would make sense if they were about to drive their vehicle through it, but then they could have just walked around it if they were gonna just walk through it. Like it seemed.
I mean, they turned it off pretty quick. Like,
That's true.
That's how
I
fences in real life work,
Like
though.
2 seconds to turn
No,
off.
Yeah.
somebody was like, "Oh, you could tell from the bird's eye view that it was just not hard for just like walk around the edge of it."
I made
Like,
that
they wanted
observation
to-
too.
That's
And it
what-
would have been
that's the
something
thing.
if it was a big obstacle.
But I
it
don't
wasn't.
care about that. But I
Yeah.
saw people making
It
a
is
big deal of it, like
you
it
can't take a
ruined
strip
the.
through there. That's the big part.
No, yeah, definitely. But I just like I was like, why don't they just walk around? But then I was like, oh, it took them a second to turn it
Yeah.
off. So like,
And then some
Once
other
again,
people saying like their
this
use
is how
of the
gates work
volume
in real
is,
life.
Like, it just felt
Yeah.
like maybe
Gates
they could
exist
be
like
putting
that in
Gates
real life.
exist.
more of a budget into this, maybe like.
You can
I
go
don't know.
around a fence.
yeah.
Well, I thought they were gonna take the Frex transport. I thought
Yeah.
Kenobi was gonna.
And when
drive
the when the
through.
stormtroopers
Favorite
came up to
fascist.
the pickup
He
truck
did.
to like get in the bed of the pickup truck, like part of me for a second was like, this feels very fan filmy. Like it felt very like I've seen this before, like in fan films, like stormtroopers and just like everyday like.
I mentioned that to
Well,
you.
this-
Actually,
once
felt
again,
But
very-
was
I
shot
like
on
that. I like
location.
fan films and I like
Yeah.
that
This was
aspect.
Yeah.
So
out of
like,
the
I
volume,
enjoy that.
And whenever they go out of the volume, it always has sort of a fan film.
just to quickly
That's a
address
good
what's
point. Yeah.
talking about in chat. They're talking about the She-Hulk CGI, and just remember, Grand Inquisitor looked very different than how he did when the Kenobi
Looked
came
very
out.
very different. And
I think he actually looks good.
very
I don't know.
pleasantly
Have you flipped on
surprised
that,
with-
Mike, at all? I do think the Grand Inquisitor looks all right.
Yeah, that
think
hasn't
he
been
looks good
bothersome
now.
to me. I didn't even
No.
care when I saw how different he looked. I was just stoked to be like,
They did
Grand
choose the
Inquisitor,
worst
like-
shots in the trailer.
they probably picked the worst two. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the acting is entirely on.
I'm
I
loving
thought
the
the intro
performance.
scene was
Yeah.
great in the saloon.
Because I had this kind of thing that I've been saying where like when their ship came in that scene, like I felt more intimidated by the ship than I did
By
by
the
them
ship,
when they first walked up. I was like, they feel a
Mm.
little goofy, like they just feel kind of like. But
I
like
understand
now they definitely like, especially since Vader's around, I'm like, yeah, no, they're scary. They're not to be messed with.
Right?
Yeah.
But also, I thought it was interesting when the fifth brother like force pulled Reva down. Like that's
Yeah.
not your seat.
You're
I
like,
was like,
man,
wait, so is he just like overpowering her? Is
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
this
he's
is-
next in line, right? Like,
I said it in the review. This is what it's like back in the day, when like before Darth Bane does what he does. When you got all these dark side users, they're gonna be just at each other's throats. Like that's what happens with the Sith. And
Yeah.
you throw too many in a room, and like
Filled with egos. They want to.
yeah, ego, power, like
top.
this.
Right.
People are like, oh, well, it's silly infighting. It's like that's the whole point of the Sith. That's
Right.
why Darth Bane refined it to just two people.
Yep.
And when you try to expand it beyond that, it sort of just collapses.
Well, Reva couldn't resist either. I mean, she's lower than him on the totem pole. Like, there's nothing
Sure.
she could have done. Like, she would have, there would have been some kind of consequence for if she did resist. So I think she just had to kind of let it happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I liked it though. I mean, yeah, I love the conflicts between the Inquisitors. I think that's a really cool thing that I can't even remember that well. But did we see that in Rebels? I don't think that
Yeah.
was like a.
No, it was between
We did.
seventh sister and fifth brother.
It's
Yeah.
been a while for Rebels for me, but
When they're hunting rebels down, they have like they have rivalries.
I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah.
do Fallen Order. I feel like we see that just a little bit.
Yeah,
between
Fallen Order
the,
too.
Right.
Second sister, ninth
Ninth-
sister.
Ninth
Yeah.
Sister.
Sure.
They're just like they're all competitive. Like they're all
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
like,
which
trying
is
to
a
rank
cool,
up essentially.
cool thing.
I mean, I imagine
Um,
Vader's like, do your job or you die. Like, you better be on top of your game. Like,
Right. And yeah, I was thinking about. I think it definitely started off slow, but it was definitely purposeful
yeah.
with how slow it was. Obviously, with Kenobi's, we were literally watching a man in a
Yeah,
9 to
it was
5
a- It
job.
was a good slow.
They repeated
Slow
shots
doesn't
over and over
equal-
again.
Slow doesn't equal bad. They needed to
Yeah, no,
show
no, I-
how 10 years had passed.
Yeah. And like, they're also showing like, this is what the show would be if Obi-Wan doesn't leave Tatooine. You
Right.
know? Like, this is what he
Right.
would have been doing his entire life, just,
Well,
you know, at this
I think it
fish
also
farm thing.
explains how he doesn't know that Anakin is alive, that Vader's alive, because he is literally living in a cave and chopping meat, and that is
Right out,
all
yeah,
he
right.
does.
And just turned
looking
himself
over
off
Luke.
from the Force
Yeah.
too.
And he,
On
yeah, and he
another
goes,
planet, contrary to what Star Wars would have you to believe, Tatooine is inconsequential. So,
Right. Yeah, I feel like we're slowly moving out of
Oh,
Tatooine stories
hey.
and into more
God.
Coruscant
I think the
stories,
Tatooine-
unfortunately.
I know what a
Tatooine
Purgle
is
is because
stand
I've
up.
seen like Rebels and whatnot.
Yeah.
Was that like animal that they were harvesting the meat from on Tatooine supposed to be like a hunted Purgle that fell from the sky, or was that
It's
some
from,
sand shark
No.
that lives
No,
on Tatooine?
it's from-
I
it's
thought
the-
it was too at first.
it's from Star Wars
Yeah.
Resistance. Is that creature? It's one of the you see them a similar species in Clone Wars
like
too.
a flying manta ray. There's in Resistance.
Yeah.
But this was like a shark. This was like it had fins.
No, it had the here I can pull that.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Ray.
It was like a giant carnivorous manta ray that was like a flying manta ray in Resistance, but there were a lot of
Yeah.
weird giant.
It definitely
animals
wasn't a
in that, but-
Purgle, which is interesting because they do mention a Purgle.
This was a
in the
new
show,
animal we
right?
haven't
yeah,
seen before.
Bale was a
Levi.
Purgle hunter. So cool.
Yeah.
But then,
Love it.
but then Bail Organa mentions hunting Purgle in like the
Right.
next scene or whatever, and I was like, oh, was that supposed to be a
I
live
feel like
action
stuff like that
version
is
of
like,
Purgle?
yeah, we've watched Rebels.
I mean,
Because to
I
me, I'm like,
understand what
that's
I
not
say, 'cause
that's not an endemic animal to Tatooine. Is
it crashed. It definitely crashed from
No,
from
it came from
space.
space.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Pablo Hidalgo. The only reason I said what I said was because Pablo tweeted that it's related to an animated creature that we've seen before.
No, Jenny, it didn't have a Stegosaurus back. It was on its side, and those were its fins. Like it was a shark that
Yoda
was
became
like.
one with the Force. Inc.
So like what you're thinking were Stegosaurus spines were actually like the fins on it's like pectoral fins or whatever.
Right.
Because you
Yeah,
can see its mouth open on yeah.
I was thinking of this
Oh
guy
my god,
right
this
here,
guy with the screen share.
the Jakusk, right there. That's what I was thinking.
Jakoosk.
of.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
But-
Oh,
I
you know
don't
what?
even
That
know,
is it.
Levi. I don't
That
think
is
that
it.
looks that close.
That might
I don't
you know what
think
he
that looks
might
that close.
It's definitely
It
similar.
looks like a straight up shark.
it did look like a shark.
don't-
It looked like exactly like a shark, just a giant
There.
flying shark.
Yeah, if only there was some other way it could look a lot better.
I don't
that
think
we
it was
could
a
show this
Jakoosk,
picture
yeah,
off.
it was just another
Dude, shut up.
the-
I was also thinking of these guys. It's sort of a blend between the Jakusk and these.
Yeah,
from-
but it's definitely not that.
I think this was a new animal we haven't seen before. It was just supposed to be
It
a
must have been because I thought it was one
shot
of those.
down from
that-
space in some way. Yeah.
Still, definitely from space.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Purgle have more of like a squid whale feel to
Yeah,
it,
they're definitely
like,
more
yeah,
whale. They're bigger too. I think.
tentacles and yeah.
They're typically bigger.
Yeah, no, so
Obi-Wan.
it was cool. I
when do
mean,
we
yeah, it
see-
was cool to see his 9 to 5. Then
You think we'll see Dex in
No.
this show?
No.
Why wouldn't they give us? What
I
a
was
god.
keeping my
Why
fingers
would he
crossed
fit-
for it, but no.
It's too late. We're 3 episodes in. We're halfway in. No way.
It's not
no
too
way.
What do you mean
late.
it's too late? We got 3 more episodes.
How,
We-
where's Dex gonna come in?
Literally a couple months ago, we were arguing whether they were even gonna leave Tatooine in this show, and now it's
Yeah.
like they've literally not
Well,
even.
Dex-
fucking-
Dex-
Dude, I don't know.
Could you
he's like-
imagine
he's
this
had a
whole
tough
thing was
like
on
week.
Tatooine?
This has been like the toughest week he's had in like 8 years. I don't know. He's
A
got to
long
go
time.
get some sliders.
Jenny, go.
He's
screw.
not making it out into Coruscant.
Some
You don't
Jawa
think he'd
juice.
sneak in to get those sliders?
Some Jawa juice.
You don't even know if Dex is still open.
No, he's
Well, okay.
definitely
Don't
not,
worry,
dude.
guys.
You
So,
got
I would
one
love to
from
see an
six.
Imperial Dex's diner.
so this is
Dex
this
would
is, this
definitely
Is,
join the Empire.
this is
Yeah, oh my
no,
God,
he would
yeah.
not. No, he what? No, he would
you
not.
didn't. You haven't even read the.
What are you talking
Dex,
about? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
know,
would.
I know there's Dex content out there. It's just
would
my
not.
head canon.
Anyway, there's
This is very true.
see that's
Weren't
that's
they gonna make a
this.
Dex's Diner show at one point?
No, it was called Star Wars. We're
No.
going all over the place. There was a so in Detours. Star Wars Detours there was Dex
Off
Diner
rails
episode that
we
they
go.
released. I want to talk about so Anchorman mentioned
Give
seeing
it to us.
Coruscant again, and I want to transition into talking about some of the Coruscant-centric shows that we're going to be getting.
Yeah.
I also want to just say to Brent here, that's not true. We know that Episode 4 is all on Nur. There's tons of footage on Nur in the Fortress Inquisitorius with Reva and her lightsaber and the Purge Troopers walking around and all that stuff, and Indira Varma on Nur, Tala,
Next
who we saw in the
will
episode.
be the,
So
will
we
be the
still
last bit.
yeah, we still have footage from the trailers, unfortunately. But we're running low. I think after next episode we'll be done.
Brent, I'm a little indisposed with that at the moment. I'll let you know how it works out.
Anyway.
Freak accident.
But yeah, we have tons of Coruscant. Are you saying we have tons of Coruscant stuff coming up?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
So
Andor first.
I think this is the age of Coruscant coming up, which I'm
yeah,
very
gotta
happy
change
about.
ours.
You think Andor's gonna be mostly on Coruscant?
Half of it will be.
Well,
I
we
mean,
saw
we
it
saw
on Coruscant.
We saw
we
this.
saw we
So
saw
yeah,
the
we
Senate.
know
We
from the
saw
Vanity Fair
outside
article
shots.
and what Tony Gilroy said and what we saw at Celebration that the show is split like pretty much between it's representing a lot of different storylines. It's a sort of like a Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul type beat, but it's the two main
What they
ones
said.
are Andor and Genevieve O'Reilly's Mon Mothma on Coruscant. So those are going to be the two parts of the show.
Big,
So,
yeah,
you
big
see that in
plot,
the show.
big
Mon
plots. But
Mothma
yeah, I mean,
equals Senate equals Coruscant.
we're getting Senate. We're getting Coruscant.
Doesn't
We've
Mon
seen outside
Mothma have
shots
to
of
be like
Coruscant
operating
and
in
whatnot.
secret?
Yes.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
she's still on the Senate. Like,
No, she's still in the
Right,
Senate.
yeah, she's still.
Yeah.
She's a senator.
Like that's her whole
Okay.
thing. She's like, let's make
She
the Empire
doesn't-
a little
she
better. But in
doesn't-
the
she
shadows,
doesn't,
she's like, no,
uh,
let's bring it down.
She doesn't leave the Senate until
Okay, so she's just
episode-
doing illegal rebellion stuff on the side.
Well, yeah,
She's-
you don't see her actually officially declare the rebellion and leave the Senate until Rebels. You see that, that happens
that's
in Rebels.
right. Okay,
When
yeah.
So
the
she's
Rebels have
very
to-
much hiding in the shadows with that.
And then she has to
Whatever.
like send that message or whatever over
hiding
the
in plain
holonet.
sight.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so in the trailer, the dialogue you see her in the Senate, you see her on Coruscant. She's like, I'm being watched. Like, it's we're 5 years before A New Hope in the timeline of the Andor show, so it's exciting. Have you seen the trailer?
I mean,
Mike?
she's busy. Oh yeah, I did a reaction. It's so she's gonna
That's
be
it.
probably like a main character then.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
she is.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
she
she
is.
is.
So it's called Andor, but it's gonna be Cassian and the Mon
Mon
Mothma
Mothma.
show.
Yeah.
when they brought them out on stage, it was Genevieve
They were
O'Reilly and
together.
Diego Luna.
or like she'll be kind of like the M to his James Bond kind of thing.
that
right?
that comparison has gotten said a lot. Yeah, she's like,
yeah.
yeah.
She'll be like the actual like she'll be able to. She could kill him if she wants to, but
well, she is the head of the alliance.
he's her
guys.
best weapon. So
She's
she
very,
uses
she's
him.
very,
Yeah.
very, very prominent.
Yeah.
Right.
But also,
As long as-
I'm like, oh man, the fact that like we see Cassian like willing to like kill his own men in order to like keep the mission alive in
Yeah.
Rogue One, that like that.
We're not getting that Cassian in this show yet.
We're getting-
Oh,
Maybe by
really?
the end of
well,
season two.
we're getting an even darker Cassian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna
Although
see
they-
him become.
They
a
revealed that
revolutionary.
this
No,
covers like
I-
a 5-year time span, right? Like
Yeah,
it's-
No, I
yeah,
think he's
yeah.
gonna be worse than he is.
Yeah, this
in
Cassian's
Rogue
gonna be
One.
worse. This Cassian's
Yeah.
gonna be even
Yeah.
without like
Yeah,
he's just killing to survive.
yeah.
Right.
I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the trailer looked
I've been
really
in this
blew me
fight
away.
since I was 6 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He
exactly.
said that on stage.
6 years old.
Yeah.
And it just feels so different than any of the Mandoverse stuff. Like even Kenobi, like I feel like
It
is-
looks different.
has this. Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah.
that's
It's a
because
shot.
it's
It's
all
shot
on.
on location.
Yeah, and from what we've
Ding, ding,
heard, like
ding.
with the sizzle reel, it's like a bunch of practical aliens, a bunch of just practical effects and stuff.
We'll know the truth. And we saw it's gonna be in that show.
Oh, you don't want any CG tentacle monsters? Come on.
Nah, I'm
Okay.
okay.
Nah, no
leave
more
it.
of those?
We're not, yeah, we're not.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're not having that conversation.
We'll pass.
And you know, Mike, it's
Sorry,
a
the
funny,
tentacle thing.
funny, a funny story about the 6 years old thing. The way we knew that Diego, so there was a couple stages, and there's like a fan stage where they'd have like the people walk out, and it's where you see the shots of everyone like crowded around the actors. But you could see like the teleprompter, and we were to tell like who would be coming
we
out,
could always tell who was coming out. by
like
the
based
first
on we
Yeah,
turn
we-
around and like look at the teleprompter behind
Yeah.
us.
We were
and-
cheating it.
We were cheating a little bit, and we saw the one that said like our next guest has been in this fight since he was 6 years old. So we knew that Diego was coming out. We
Yeah.
were like, oh, we gotta stay here. We gotta
We
wait
would
for Diego.
like figure
It
out
was
when
a
we would.
goated
find it.
interview.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
That was great. Yeah,
We've seen it.
he was amazing.
It's awesome to be there in person.
Yeah.
I
What's
watched
the
it on
deal
YouTube,
with
too.
tentacles?
What's the deal? What's tentacle?
Yeah, Andor. Honestly, I think even as we're watching Kenobi, I remain more excited for Andor. Andor looks
Yes.
insane.
I think it's
I
got
know,
some
summer.
great. It's got some great potential.
You don't agree with that?
24 episodes too, by the way. Only
Yeah,
12
24
episodes per
episodes.
season.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Andor's
I'm
one of
Andor
those
lover
things
over
that
here,
like
though.
started like pretty mid in my like, oh, this will be all like, I guess I'm looking forward to this, to like, yeah,
know,
this
Johnny.
is happening, and
After
it's gonna
listening
be
to
amazing.
Diego and Genevieve talk about it, like Kenobi's good, and Kenobi's one of the best Star Wars things that there's been. But
I think it was one of the
like,
best interviews we
Andor-
saw the whole time.
Andor, like the shot, what captures me is the shot in the trailer where it's cutting between like 5 different people, like on the music, and like they're clearly setting up like these are going to be the storylines you're following.
Jump cuts.
Look at all these different perspectives.
Yeah.
As you go.
The guy with the
that-
hammers, and there's the
the guy with
clones,
the
like-
hammer, the clones in the background, the Imperial officer with the TIE fighter coming over. Like, there's just so much
There's gonna be
potential
Kamino.
there.
There's gonna be a whole clone.
Like, yeah,
plot,
like,
it seems
that
like.
to me is way up there, man. That
Yeah.
beats out
I-
anything that Kenobi can do.
Ahsoka is my most look forward to as of right now. But
I don't
Well,
know.
especially
mine
after
is
that little
anymore.
reel we got
yeah,
at
the
Celebration.
teaser of Ahsoka that we got was
Yeah, it was good. It was crazy.
It was-
It was for those of
I
you who
want to watch
don't,
it
you
again.
haven't.
I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, you haven't seen it yet because a lot of it this year they decided to make it a lot of it Celebration exclusive stuff. Which, sorry for you, but that's cool to me. But yeah, so we got
You
there
did
was a
pay
Mando-
for it if it makes you
Mando
feel any
Plus
better.
panel,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
we'll
we-
get into. We saw a lot, but we also saw an Ahsoka like just a little tease reel that was put together. And I mean, it looks great. We saw the ghost. We saw the back of Hera Syndulla. We saw the back of Sabine.
Mind you, they're 3 weeks into shooting.
Yeah. So I was amazed they even had this. I wouldn't be surprised if some of those shots aren't even in
no,
the
We
they
show.
thought
were-
we
they were
thought the
8
most we
days.
were gonna get
Yeah,
is a
it's 8
still.
days. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
were 8
it-
days in the shoot.
yeah.
When we saw Hera.
I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those shots were
Sabine.
for the reel
I
itself.
feel like if Jason Syndulla is now a live action character, it's like
Oh.
impossibility to not have Jason Syndulla and Grogu be best friends.
Right?
Right?
That's kind of awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's,
I thought
it
that was
has
a
to
man's
happen,
arm.
right?
I didn't think that was a kid's arm, but again, I only saw it the
Well,
one
he'd be
time,
older.
so-
Well, he's older now, Dylan.
Not that much older though.
He'd be like a teenager.
He was like
He's like-
how much longer has it been?
No,
Since-
the end of Rebels is supposed to be after the Battle
End-
of Endor.
Right.
Yeah,
He
and
looks
so
like
he
he's
was like a
5
baby.
years old.
Well, even then,
Was he not like a
Dave-
baby?
well, for one,
So
hold
in
on.
Ahsoka, he's gonna
He
be
was
like
yeah,
between
he's
5
about
and
4.
10.
the
If
post
you're
the
8 years
post
old.
rebels hold on, the post rebels, like after Ezra gets jumped away, Dave has been very clear about this, that every single thing you see there is in the timeline ambiguous. Like, for example, the scene when like Ahsoka meets up with Sabine
yeah.
is, he said, like, you don't know where that is in the timeline.
I think
we're gonna-
pick up
Ahsoka
before
the
that,
White.
and we're gonna see
Ahsoka
that
the
in
White,
live
like-
action.
because they say, you know, Sabine's talking about how the Battle Endor happened, Empire fell, yada yada yada. But then if that scene is like when we're seeing a Mando, that would place it even farther after, which we know. So I think you could in your head, if, because you got to think when Hera and Kanan were together, where she could have gotten pregnant, like it would have had to pass the time of the OT from Rebels and then to where we are in Ahsoka. So it's at least like 10 years. So I don't know. I could see it.
Unless that ain't Kanan's kid.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, so he'd be 10. Yeah.
I think at least, yeah.
That'd be
Because
crazy.
But either way, I just feel like he's the kid Jedi that we're gonna be learning about, or like is gonna be like a new character in the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another like, where was he during
And
this
Grogu
prequel?
is obviously, you know, he's 50 years old, but he's a kid.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
He's
yeah,
a baby.
Shallow
So-
heart.
Even though they age at different rates, like it's still they'll be kids at the same time. It just
Mhm.
seems inevitable
Right.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I think there's
Absolutely.
we should talk about Mando season 3 a little bit, because we saw a lot of that. We
So,
saw a lot.
The Lucasfilm showcase, which we didn't get into, they showed a trailer for season 3, but we saw like the trailer plus more trailer.
They,
Like,
they cut it off halfway through.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
half of the Mando
And-
Plus panel.
there's a lot to be excited about. I will say.
Oh.
No,
Babu Frick
there's
thing.
nothing really.
Babu Frick thing. I know Dimes is
Not
talking
good.
about it. Babu in the show, a lot of Enzellans. I think they're gonna build.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna build Grogu a mech suit.
Yeah.
So
No,
we've heard.
Well,
one
one of the things we did see-
IG is going to be the mech suit. IG.
yeah.
a rumor. But one of the things we saw was
Little baby helmet.
a little baby helmet,
Little small Grogu
Little
helmet.
baby
Grogu
Mando
size
helmet. a little blue and green little
Are-
baby Mando
Are we
helmet
being
with a big
serious?
visor.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember that.
What?
No?
Yeah,
that
we
was in
did.
the trailer.
Oh yeah.
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 Dude, we watched it
Lot.
twice, man. You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
It's like blue. It's like a
Yep.
teal
It's a
helmet.
blue
Maybe I
helmet. So
do.
Grogu seems to be getting Mando armor.
But some major plot points is that Bo-Katan seems to at least be at first the antagonist, set up to be the antagonist.
I
for
think it's
Mando,
a little bit of
and the
to
armor.
to throw it off, but I do
Yes.
think she'll be an antagonistic person in the show. I don't.
Not a lot of good
like
guys.
She's not a villain, but I think
With
she
the
would be an
Mandalorians.
antagonist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She at least at some time will be working toward Mando. It's also clear that her and Grogu are going to be spending some time together.
I think
Um,
I think Din is gonna leave Grogu with her. Is the way he made it seem. The way they cut it in the trailer, that he
You
like
think
shows
so?
up on her throne room with Grogu and is like, I gotta go to Mandalore,
Right.
and then he leaves. You see him alone in like the caves and stuff, and then she's down there with him, being like, your dad's not the only Mandalorian.
yeah. It
a
seemed
lot
to
of-
me
We
like
might see some sort of clone, something getting dropped through. a
Maybe some
ceiling.
kind of
Oh,
some kind of
yeah.
There was
It
some
looks like a small
fleshy
clone.
looking life form that dropped out of the roof of the cave
right.
onto the ground.
I haven't
don't know
seen
what it-
any of what you guys are talking about.
No, I know. We're
No, I
trying-
know. That's what we're trying to describe it to you.
we also we saw a ton of Mandalorians in this trailer, like a bunch of cool
There's
looking
like
guys,
armies of Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Also, we see Sundari. Too.
I hope
That
I don't
was-
have to
that
wait
was the
until
big-
D3 to see this.
Oh yeah, we see a
Which one is it?
destroyed
I mean,
Sundari.
Sundari was the big reveal at the end of the trailer.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
you see Mando and his N1 kind of pulling up and.
No, I think it was Bo-Katan and her gauntlet.
Oh, was it? No, I thought we saw the
It was
N1.
Bo. It was
Yeah, it was
Bo.
Bo.
She's like going through the storm and stuff.
I was too busy looking at Sundari to look. at
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
Also, it was cool. This is just a minor thing, but R5 is in riding the N1 with Mando and
Yes.
Grogu, which was
Yeah,
really
that's
cool
kinda
to
cool.
see.
Here, let me clarify, Liam. This is the trailer for Mando 3 we saw at
We
Celebration.
we,
We're
on,
not just
we only
making
saw it.
stuff
It
up.
wasn't really.
No, this
released
is
in
not
public.
just
Yeah,
our-
we could just be making stuff up.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
Darth
it's
Maul,
George.
Darth Maul pulled up and like started like fighting
We
Mando.
saw,
Fighting with
like,
Babu
we saw
Frick,
like
yeah.
5 monkey lizards. No, Babu Frick sounds like a joke, but it's not.
No,
Babu
Babu Frick
Frick
is
is
in
not
this
a joke.
trailer.
He is in Mando 3,
yeah.
and
No.
I think what else was like major. We saw a wrecked Mandalore.
Pretty good
They did
chance.
show that.
We saw
Star Destroyers.
Yeah,
You see Star Destroyers. A lot of
Star
space
Destroyers.
combat. A lot of space
Yeah.
combat.
lot of aerial
It
combat.
looked like
for
it
this season,
looked
I'm imagining.
It could be Corellia or Coruscant.
Could be
We saw
Coruscant.
a Star Destroyer
Yeah.
being built.
It
We
looks
saw a
like
bunch of monkey lizards.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
sh-
We
the
saw
show-
Navarro.
Grief.
Carl Weathers was dripped out.
Navarro's
The sh-
looking
Oh,
like
Carl Weathers looks
Galaxy's
so
Edge.
Yeah, Navarro does look like a theme park. I kept saying it, but it's like maybe it was just the way it was lit.
this-
But I was like, this
You
looks
gotta
like
think
I'm
about
at.
it. It keeps getting upgraded.
Keeps
Like
getting
this-
upgraded, yeah. It's
No,
like
I
a
love
season
like
two.
Navarro
Season two.
itself as a character, and I like.
Yeah, it's like it grows with the seasons. So
And, like,
yeah,
Did
Yeah,
they
that's
have
cool.
any Carson Teva in the trailer?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What was he doing? I'm interested.
He's
to
wearing
see
like
what
a.
happens with
He
him.
was okay. So let me, because I can give you a maybe a better idea of what that New Republic plotline's looking like. So you see Dr. Pershing from the last two seasons, and that female officer who has yet to have a name. She was like Moff Gideon's right hand guy in season 2. She survived, and she's like, you see Dr. Pershing getting interrogated by the New Republic, and she's clearly like undercover. Like New Republic people are eyeing her. It's like a prison, looks like a prison, like an undercover prison breakout kind of deal, where she's getting them out. And then you see them looking at, she takes them somewhere. They're probably gonna try to get Moff Gideon, and you see a bunch of Star Destroyers, like sort of not kind of like Episode 9 style. It's not as many, obviously. It's like 4 or 5 Star Destroyers on like a big cityscape, but like in dock. And they're.
But
Dr.
what we're guessing is
I guess it's Coruscant.
Coruscant.
I think
It could
it's
be Corellia,
I think
but
it's
like it's
Corellia.
so the.
It looks
remnants-
Corellia-like, but I think it's Coruscant. But
And
yeah,
you see Carson Teva and a partner like with like a classic like leather jacket, like bomber
No.
jacket, like a pilot, searching for. I think he's trying to hunt down, the Imperial remnants. Like that's something he's been doing, and he's
Yeah.
talking to Grief Karga about it. But the Mandalorians are getting involved somehow. Like clearly, there's a bunch of different clans, and they're
Yeah.
all sort of against each other. And different Mandalorians are showing up to want different things now that Mandalore is back on the table with the Darksaber.
There will be a lot of
Yeah.
conflicts between Mandalorians.
We
and
saw
stuff.
Yeah, I
a
don't
lot
know.
I
of
just feel like they've been
conflicts
kind of
with
slowly setting up something with Carson Teva that's like been building over the
Right.
since we first met him.
Yeah.
Every time he runs into Mando and it, like
and
over
he's in
over
Book of Boba
again.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mando.
Quick shot of Pelimoto. That's not a big surprise. But
Yeah,
Not what
true.
we want.
Oh, right.
I don't mind Pelimoto.
Well, she's actually
Johnny
like
hates- Johnny
her
hates
stock
for
went
some
way
reason.
up, man. As
After Book of
episode
Boba
5
Fett,
of
yeah.
Book of Boba Fett really just like her stock went so high in that episode. Because
Yeah,
that's
you know
one
what?
of the best episodes of
Average
ever
Johnny.
of anything. I feel like
Here,
I
we're,
actually still prefer
was a damn good
episode 5
episode.
of Book of Boba
To
more
6.
than to 6.
Wow.
I
It's
think-
better.
Really?
episode. It's
Yeah.
a better
Just the
episode.
Mandalorian stuff alone with the
No, it's
armor,
fair, it's
It's
fair.
just a
dude,
good episode of television.
the
Yeah, if I
ring
can-
world, and just
I just
so
think episode
good.
6 is one of just like the best Star Wars things
It's a
ever.
the
dream episode.
freaking, you know,
If
That's,
the-
I see
the
that when I go to bed.
pod racing course on most.
If I can interject,
Oh,
we've been going for an hour and 5 minutes here, and
yeah,
I think
I gotta
we
go
should,
too, man. I gotta bounce.
Well, if Mike's got to bounce, it's perfect timing. I think for the
Yeah.
last maybe like next 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we should pull on some viewers,
Pull some
talk to
people,
them
yeah.
about it.
Yep.
Mike, if you got to go,
I gotta go. Thanks for having me, guys.
yeah, thanks for
Thank
being
you
here.
for coming,
we always,
Mike.
uh,
We'll
Yeah, we
talk
gotta do
soon.
something on Jedi Jive some point soon. It's been a while.
yeah, it's
Yes,
been too long.
absolutely. Follow
Hey,
Mike
Star Wars
Jedi
is
Jive
Mike.
if you haven't already. Friend
Oh,
of the
yeah.
show. We love him.
Love
Good
you
to
guys.
see you, buddy.
Peace. Hope you don't have
Alright, see
COVID.
Yeah, we
Okay.
hope
Oh,
so. Hope you don't have COVID.
do have COVID.
All right, well, you pull people on. I'll
on.
be right back.
Alrighty. Oh,
Okay.
Dylan left.
So yeah, we're gonna start to pull people on here. Get your you ask us about Celebration, please. Some behind. We saw a lot of footage.
Please let us rub it in.
No, I mean that they have questions about like because we saw a Tales of the Jedi episode, the different Bad Batch trailer. Like we saw a lot of stuff. Not everyone,
Yeah.
you know. There's no you
I
can't
know,
watch
I
it.
know. I'm kidding.
Johnny, jeez. Obviously.
The link is in
talk
chat
about
if you guys want to come on. Anybody is welcome. No pressure. But we'd love to talk to you. But anyways, so yeah, there's a lot to talk about with Celebration. So much. We definitely saw a lot of things that obviously weren't public, but still made it out there if you caught it in time. If it was
Yeah, I
leaked.
mean they were. I
Yeah,
mentioned
they've been
previously.
very good, which is like I feel like last
It's
celebration I was
they were
seeing
not.
everything that came
Yeah,
out.
uncharacteristic because in 2019, I thought it was on purpose that how much they let out because to build hype
Yeah,
and stuff.
that like entire like Mando they
Um,
showed like
the
20
whole
minutes
Mando
of
thing.
it, right?
Yeah, and I was in the room.
I
for
remember
that,
just
and-
watching that like on YouTube. Like,
yeah, it was
very
just on
casually.
YouTube. You can probably still
Yeah.
find it. But for this one, they didn't even stream it to the people at Celebration, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
All right, our
So,
next guest,
who
you
we
may
got,
have
Joe?
heard of him, our friend, our pal, Brent Age of Grogu. Here he is.
There he is.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Going well, man. How
How
are
are you,
you?
buddy? How you feeling? No.
Yeah.
How you feeling, Brent?
How you feeling?
Good. Yeah, I was feeling a little icky this morning. I have to admit, I felt a little icky. I think it was just like exhaustion and stuff. I feel better this
Yeah,
afternoon.
my legs
so
hurt.
I'm hoping it's not COVID, but I mean, hey, it was going around.
Yeah.
Whoop, hang on.
Happens.
Wait, I got the. Yep, my bad. I had the feedback. All right, I'm good.
Oh, I see what's happening. Okay.
Yep,
You're not-
I
you're
accidentally
not
had the other
supposed to
link
do it.
open. Haha, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of us got the chance to see the Mandalorian experience, and some of us got left behind because little droids were in the way.
Hmm.
Where are we
Levi,
gonna hear
Almost
that?
like two
Levi,
of us. Two of
tell-
us here got to, and
yeah. So tell the
Interesting.
chat what it was like to check out the Mandalorian experience and what it was.
Just, I don't want to rub it in.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so
yeah,
there
just go
was
over briefly.
there was at Celebration a sort of museum like setup where they had essentially all of the props from a Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and a little bit from Ahsoka. To me, firmly establishing that all of the Mando stories, quote unquote Mando stories, are part of one timeline, one story. It's one thing, and it was essentially just a display of all that stuff. You could see the N1 Starfighter, animatronic Grogu, Bantha, Cobb Vanth Speeder, the Boba Fett's
Just
throne
about
room.
anything
About everything you
can
could think
name
of.
from Mandalorian.
There are photos online. It's worth taking a look. If you find those photos, it would look like an amazing display setup.
And
for sure.
the full size N1 on
Yeah.
like Tatooine.
I'm
set.
so annoyed that I missed that.
Yeah,
I
A
am.
robot
Damn droids!
Grogu.
I was stuck with droids
Yeah.
during that
You were
exact
stuck with
time.
droids.
And one thing
Yeah.
I do want to mention before we move on from that is that there was an animatronic Grogu in the little dome of the N1,
Yeah.
and I didn't know until today that they had 3 people in a booth operating it at all times,
Oh,
interacting with
wow.
people.
Time?
So it would like
and-
wave at you.
Oh,
and
Yeah,
stuff.
and
was
that's why.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
He
and
was
that's why.
reacting live, and
Yeah, that's why it
could
was like
tell. He was-
reacting because there
he
was actually
looking at
people.
and
Yeah, there was
That's
actually
crazy.
people
He
operating
waves at
it,
me.
which is crazy to me.
that's
They
cool.
had people in there at
It
all
was-
times. Making
I
I wonder
Grogu-
how many of those Grogu puppets they actually have.
That's
But
pretty cool.
wait. Remember the story that John Favreau told about the puppet and the whole,
Yeah.
you know, getting whacked and the $5 million
He lied about it. Yeah.
comment? He lied about the $5 million puppet. It was never that expensive.
Well, he
I
did.
thought
He
it was
did
kinda
like
cool.
that was someone else lied about it. But
Well, no, he
Yeah,
said
yeah.
it to
Yeah.
make someone afraid of breaking.
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
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 yes,
right.
yes. It was kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I
But,
But
did
Brent,
have
what'd you
much
think of
more.
the episode?
The episode of
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, I loved it. I've loved all three of them at this point.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it goes next week. It seems like we've got endless possibilities
Up and
as
up.
to
Keeps going up and up.
where they go. Yeah, it really
Yeah.
does. It's ramping up, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be a pretty epic conclusion, and I don't know if it's
Yeah.
going to be a happy one either. I think there's going to be this
I
element
think
of
it needs
like,
to be.
yeah,
I think that he
gonna
needs
be
to
Maybe a
The
hopeful one. Maybe not. Maybe not a
You
happy.
need to see
full on
the
happy.
yeah,
Yeah.
You're right. Hopeful sounds right. Yeah.
Well, it won't be good for Vader or.
I don't. Yeah, I'm
But
worried
for
for
everyone-
Reva. I want to see her story go on, but it's like I don't know if she's going to survive this.
I don't
you
know,
know?
Brent.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think
know.
so.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm
Yeah.
expecting something. That
Yeah,
I'm not expecting.
He
it to go
literally
good
said,
for her.
Vader literally said in this episode, if
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
film me, you're not going to live to see.
yeah.
the
That's
side.
it. That's it. Yes,
And
yes.
she's
I-
like,
I-
"Cool,
I-
it happened."
Become the hopeful
In this time
element
period, I'm going to
that
hold
we
Vader
get.
to his word.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Vader is probably more brutal than we've ever seen him before, and I think that
Yeah.
is unbelievably exciting. And
Yeah.
like he was snapping necks left, right, and center. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
how cool
Yeah.
was that? I mean, that was just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He just pulls up
but-
and he's like, "Screw this guy
Yeah.
in particular."
Yeah.
just
Right.
takes him,
Yeah,
kills him.
just going back to the experience for a minute, guys. I mean, we were in the same room as John Favreau and Dave Filoni and Tamara Morrison, and watching them, and
A lot of
Hayden
people.
Christensen and
Rosario,
Owen McGregor.
Pedro
I mean,
Pascal,
we-
Giancarlo
we-
Esposito, and
We
Carl
had
Weathers and
so
Katie
many
Sackhoff.
people that were in like standing distance of the live stage or on the main stage talking, and just the experience of witnessing that live and being so, so involved. Everything that Dave Filoni always said was just incredibly like uplifting. He would always have something to say that was always uplifting all the time.
Especially
And it
during
was
the,
Yeah. No,
after
we were
the
very.
We-
We were all
we-
very fortunate to go.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked about like the Bad Batch and Tales of the Jedi. We got to see an episode of Tales of the Jedi, one of the
Mhm.
6 episodes that are coming out.
That's awesome.
There's some great stuff. I mean, there's content for weeks to come with
It's true.
going through this stuff. It's gonna be great.
It's true.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I say it wrong. I know.
Did you say? I haven't caught you saying it wrong.
Brent says Owen a lot.
Owen.
It's like
Owen. I
Owen
say it.
McGregor.
Oh, it's
My best
Ewan.
Ewan.
Like
Yeah,
you.
it's
Like
Ewan.
you.
Yeah, Ewan.
I was
not
watching
Owen.
your I was watching the
Yeah.
celebration stream you did with I don't think it was Elijah. It was who was on there? Models That Rock.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, this is Elijah. Yeah.
It was Elijah. Okay, was Elijah? I was
Yeah.
listening to it.
Mhm.
And yeah, he was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like,
I
"Isn't
said it all the
you?"
time,
And he was like,
Yeah.
"Isn't it you?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, it was funny."
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah. What else? Oh my god, just so many things. Anyway, I won't take up
There's a
time
lot.
for anybody else who wants to come in.
Yeah,
and
we
ask
do have a little bit
questions.
of
Well,
a line.
All
Yeah,
five
yeah,
of us. Yeah, we got.
Yeah,
But
guys.
yeah,
Outline
so Brent,
it, but-
if you had to rate it the
Oh,
episode today, what would you give it?
I'm at a 9.5. I just rewatched it just beforehand again.
Good.
I'd say 9.5 right now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I
definitely
gotta
on
watch it
10.
again.
There's a couple little things
I
in
gave it
there,
a 10.
but for nothing major. I mean, I really thoroughly dug all of it. So I mean, I'm waiting for that 10 to come up, but I know there'll be a 10 somewhere.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
That's fair.
love
Yeah.
to hear it.
I mean, Brent,
Alright,
you can
guys.
you can go if you want, but Mike was here. He's gone now. So if you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
stick, if you want to
You
stick
want to
Michael?
around,
say you
Oh,
can?
Mike.
Well, yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. All right,
yeah,
Dimes, get
Dimes-
ready. We're bringing
Dimes is
on
coming
Dimes.
in.
I don't like to
Alright.
scare people, so. All
Give
right,
me
welcome
the
to the
30.
show. Here he
Michael.
is.
Hey, Dimes, how's it going?
AKA Dimes,
Going
what's
good.
going on, man?
we call
Hey,
him old
You guys hear me
Denny,
well?
old Denny's Dimes. We say.
Denny's Dimes, yeah.
We all went to
Um,
Denny's multiple times.
Dimes.
unfortunately.
Mhm.
How
Where
was
were you?
Denny's, by the way?
We didn't see you at Celebration. What happened?
No, I was busy eating at Denny's all day.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
gotcha.
Ooh,
okay.
We
how?
almost
How?
were too.
Brent, you
Hey,
got
priorities
chicken
straight,
tenders.
guys.
You got chicken
Brent
Brent
didn't
tenders.
like
straight.
Denny's. He didn't. I wasn't a fan.
It's a
You,
breakfast
you don't
place.
like Denny's?
He got chicken tenders. He got like 3
Well,
cold.
I don't,
When
I
you guys were
don't, I
watching the
don't
Benny
eat
teaser through
pancakes and
Twitter,
stuff
I
anymore.
was having fun at Denny's ordering solo exclusives.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I mean, I had my own little Star Wars celebration at Denny's.
that's good.
Look at you.
No,
Very good.
I've actually never been there. But,
Wow.
anyway.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Moving
I'll tell you
on.
what.
we went a few times. Dylan and I went twice in one day.
That was.
I heard you guys
yeah.
went to In-N-Out. I really want to try In-N-Out. It looks amazing.
Yeah,
It
they
was
were
great.
doing that.
Yeah, it was my first time. It was.
I'll tell you what. Last note on Denny's is don't ever let Johnny lead you to a Denny's. You might never get there.
Yes, yes.
We might have taken the long way, but we got
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
so-
it's
so-
the journey that counts.
There was two
Yeah.
Denny's. There was two Denny's in vicinity of where we were staying, and he took us to the longest one, most furthest away.
The journey better be good when
you
you're
want
at
in, like,
Denny's.
another
Yeah,
state.
So
that's all
it's
I'll
kind of a
say.
dub in my book.
Okay. Well, Dimes, what did you
Anyways.
think of today's
Yeah.
episode of Kenobi?
I
Or
loved
any
it. I thought it was really good. My only complaints are I wasn't a huge fan of like parts of the lightsaber fight.
Okay.
I mean, but like I get it, and I actually think overall it's gonna be a good thing because when we do see the next lightsaber fight with Kenobi and Vader, it's just gonna be that much more.
I think that is really where like
yeah.
their extensive choreography will come in because
Yeah.
I think it could
Yeah.
all like honestly get to like prequel level of
Right.
choreography.
It's just a little tease.
Oh, yeah.
And Vader knew it too. Vader.
I
was
think
the-
I almost think they
Yeah.
did it on purpose. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
here's,
maybe.
here's like a lightsaber fight, and if you thought that was cool, just wait till this
Exactly,
next
right.
fight. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
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 Very well.
And,
very well. Could be the case.
Yeah, but this scene was my favorite in probably the entire show. The scene where Vader's just burning Kenobi, like
Oh,
Anakin's
was
burning
brutal.
Mustafar.
Wild.
It was
That
so
hit
good.
hard. That hit hard.
Mm.
That was so good.
It was great.
Yeah, it really was.
Did you like
I
Freck?
wish Freck.
Mhm. The mole guy.
I don't know, man. Freck is.
It was dodgy.
Freck is. I want him to be my Uber driver next time I
Okay.
take an Uber. Yeah.
He might take you to the wrong place though.
Yeah, he might take you. He might. Yeah.
He might.
I'll tell him. I'll
Oh,
tell him to update his GPS. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You can do that. What were you saying?
I was gonna say that my only worry with the show right now is the Grand Inquisitor. I know they're gonna bring him back, but I don't like what they did with like Reva stabbing him. I really like Reva so far,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I just don't like. I don't like what I don't like him just getting stabbed. I don't know. I know we're gonna see him again, so it'll explain things. But for
Yeah.
now, I'm just gonna.
Rupert
Yeah,
gave you the
yeah.
look. If he was lying to you,
we
Rupert
got the
gave
inside
Johnny
scoop
the
here,
look.
so-
Rupert gave you the look, man.
Can I say something about Rupert real quick?
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I wasn't vibing with him when he was on stage.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
wasn't
say-
either.
yeah.
Yeah,
None
I
of us
agree.
were.
Came up on stage.
After
Yeah.
meeting him in person,
Yeah.
however, I can say that he was.
No,
he
I'm
was
sure.
very
I'm
nice.
sure he's a cool guy. But what was he? He was
Yeah.
asked how long he's
He's
been a
talking
Star
about
Wars
running
fan.
in
He was
the
like,
woods.
I used
Yeah.
to be. I used to be in the woods. I didn't watch.
No,
the
no, no.
Yeah, yeah.
He said no. We keep
No,
misquoting that quote. I watched
No.
it over again.
I mean,
Didn't
it
he
Not
say
doesn't
he
just
used to
defend
pretend?
Rupert because he got his signature. That's all.
No, I didn't get a signature. I got
Yeah,
to
Johnny
admit,
just
but-
Johnny was in that say hi line. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was in
Johnny got to say hi to a lot of people at Celebration,
It's
including
Yes. Yeah.
including
I was very
Ewan
fortunate, very
McGregor
lucky.
and
Yeah.
D. Bradley
Very-
Baker
yeah.
as well.
Whoa,
Mhm.
really?
I
Whoa.
did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I was very, very lucky.
What do-
But
Yeah.
anyways,
It's
Hey,
about
he
who you
smiled
know.
at me.
Bad
so-
Batch.
Huh?
he looked at all of us.
You smiled at me, so
So Ewan was on stage and because we were us five, we were all together,
Hmm.
and Ewan looks our way and smiles, and like we all turned to each other like Ewan just looked at me, but then like Ewan just looked at me.
Yeah, yes.
So
Yeah.
it was one of
No,
those
he was
moments,
looking at
but-
me. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's
Yeah, he's probably looking at you. At
Yeah,
Denny's,
if
yeah,
I had to
he-
guess, it was probably done.
You know that scene in the trailer where he has the binoculars?
Yeah.
That was him
Yeah.
looking through the Denny's window.
Right.
Just staring at that.
Right, that was the
Yeah,
exactly.
Scoping out our pancakes.
So what was your
the barren
um,
wasteland? Yeah.
what was your favorite takeaway as someone who like what was your favorite bit of news that came out over the weekend from Celebration?
I saw the leaked Ahsoka trailer. I
Okay.
saw
Oh,
it
you
was,
did
it
get
was
to
like
see
super
it.
blurry on it. Was on
Parts
the phone.
parts of it. They did. Yeah,
Yeah,
every.
four parts of it.
They-
I don't
they-
know how
not-
anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they
Yeah,
had
don't
some
give a-
crazy
Shocked the
security.
video
They had
got
a
out,
little,
yeah,
like,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
They had
Crazy.
security guards that almost
meant
every
business.
aisle.
You were
in
gonna
row.
get
They had
Ask
little
you
camera
about
things that
it.
were looking through to see if they could pick up any light in the audience
there's-
from people's cameras.
It's why there's
I'm
no Tales of the
surprised they
Jedi
didn't
out
have Kevin Feige sniping people down.
Yeah.
They might
No,
have.
they might as well
honestly.
had snipers
Oh.
in the arena. Anyways,
Yeah.
But the reason I like the Ahsoka teaser or the part that I saw was because the Rebels mural at the end, that was so cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
come on, because you can do that because it's Sabine like painted
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
You can bring that
Yeah.
exactly from animation to live action.
Totally.
absolutely.
And that just blew my mind. That was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
a huge Rebels fan. So.
I'm glad you
Oh,
got to
I've
see
seen
it
it.
because most people haven't.
It's gone now.
Don't even know it
it's
exists.
not-
Yeah, no.
it's not up
You
now.
cannot see it now.
Right.
I think I actually might have saved either the Mando one or the Ahsoka one.
You should
I'll check. And-
upload
I'd
on
keep that.
YouTube.
I'd keep that on the DL. Someone might be
Yeah,
coming
I
to your
wouldn't-
house.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Big red dot just appeared.
Yeah.
on the
Like-
story.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
what
I
did you
think,
think of Kenobi so
honestly-
far overall? Dimes?
I think overall right now it's around a 9 out of 10 for me. It's
Okay,
uh,
awesome.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
really, really liking
That's
it,
good.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good score.
It's
No,
just
Yeah, it's
such
a really good
funny,
score.
a funny discourse around this show. Everyone seems to love it, but everyone seems like, oh, it's just a 9 out of 10. Like
Yeah.
it's just, it's not
It's
really
just
landed. It's like a
9
9 out
yeah.
of 10. It's like this
Yeah.
show is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that confused me was I was looking at IMDb today, and I was like, I was just expecting all the episodes to be like 8s or 9s, or like high 8s or 9s, and like the first 2 episodes are they're like 7.8 or 7.7 or
That's
something.
literally everything on IMDb though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but the thing is, Mando is like there's like no episode under like 8, except like the Frog Lady episode.
But
I think people are just
it changes. Yeah, it changes.
does
doesn't.
change,
It
it does
fluctuates.
change.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like
usually,
there's a lot
usually
more
like it starts
controversy
high
with
and
the
goes
show.
down.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
whatever. We
Yeah.
liked it. You
We
liked
enjoyed
it.
it. Yeah.
You like
They're
it.
all new nerds. We all
Totally.
give it the stamp of approval so far.
Yeah.
can't
But
Um,
believe we're
Dimes, it's
halfway
great
through
to
the
see you,
show,
buddy.
though.
And
Yeah,
we'll,
great talking to you guys.
I have one
We'll
thing.
talk
Dimes,
soon.
I
Yeah,
wanna
hold on,
hear
hold on.
Wait a minute.
is,
Oh, yeah.
what? Hold
Me
on,
and
everybody's talking at
Johnny-
once. What's going on?
Me and Johnny got a picture with Giancarlo Esposito,
Oh,
and I was able to briefly talk to him about
Oh.
the Better Call
Oh, I
Saul
forgot. Yeah.
No
mid-season
way.
finale.
Ooh.
I mentioned it to him, and he I don't want to spoil anything, but he we were talking about it. And
Did he
was kind
spoil
of-
the show to you?
No, I had seen it. so I
He
asked
started.
him about
Ben
it,
started it, and then
and he
continued.
he pointed like a finger gun at my head and it went bang really loud. And
That's
very
he
funny.
Was he was like, that was pretty tough, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was insane.
But
I
no
mean,
spoilers for
Yeah, no
for-
spoilers
Yeah,
for-
let's do this right now.
that-
Anybody else?
That, if you know, you
That was
know.
cool.
I just started.
Guys,
Let's just
I
say-
don't know.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
don't
spoil
know.
it. Babu Frick makes a cameo.
Yes,
in-
sure.
Get out of here. You're off.
Out of the bag.
Better call it. Babu Frick climbs out of Bob Odenkirk's head.
No, I'm just
Thanks for coming on, Dimes.
Later,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks
Yeah,
for
thanks,
having me,
man.
guys.
We'll see you
Probably do
later.
this again next week.
See you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Our next guest, a friend of the Marauders, a friend of our show, a new friend in general, but we're glad to have him here.
I've seen this man's face in person. Isn't that
It's
crazy
true.
to say?
It's Chad.
Hey,
Chad.
How you doing, man?
There he is.
What's up? What's up?
Woohoo.
I
How
don't
you
know
doing, man?
Gibbs yet
Long
though,
time no
so
see.
I'm Chad.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
what,
Gibbs,
like 3
was back
days?
at the Gibbs was back at the
Yeah.
hotel room
Okay,
watching the
Yeah, I
Celtics.
guess at the.
Watching basketball that night.
Hey,
and
we were
I,
doing
I
that-
did
we were
get to
doing
hang out
that-
with a person who had COVID, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Uh,
true. I tested myself when I got back, so hopefully
Yeah.
negative. So
Yeah.
whoever
Seems
gets
to
I'll find out
slowly be
tomorrow, just to be
growing
safe.
for all of us, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Well-
I came in here to talk about the Bad Batch trailer that we saw.
Yeah.
let's do
Okay.
it. Let's do it.
Yes,
Let's get into it.
finally. I want to
Well,
talk
trailer
about-
and scene. We saw a
Oh,
scene
that
too.
scene too,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because everyone out there, they saw a trailer, but
Yeah,
no,
and
We
not the
saw-
same,
we saw
and not
the
the same
Easter.
trailer.
We saw
a
something
better.
else.
We saw a
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
trailer.
We saw
Go
it.
for
Yeah,
it,
no,
Chad.
the trailer we saw 100 times
Chad.
better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Even
it
down
was.
to the way it was cut, like even if you had the
Yeah.
same scenes like in this trailer, in the trailer we saw, it was just like leagues better.
I mean,
Yeah.
the way it ended with like when Palpatine shows up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Why have that at the beginning of the trailer? That is
Yeah,
something
yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, I know they had
Yeah.
and the one they released
Yeah.
was the beginning,
Yeah.
right?
And they gave
Yeah.
him a line in the
Yeah.
line trailer. He gets a line, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And,
I
um,
think the one we saw is definitely like the full trailer that's gonna come out.
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever the show's like a month before the show comes out.
Yeah,
so.
maybe.
This one's
Maybe.
that is online is the teaser. We saw the full trailer.
Very
Right.
much a Cody emphasis.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the
Yeah.
Cody.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and we
I
got,
am
we,
ready
we
for
got
Cody.
Gunji back. Bit of a
Gunji
shit
was.
moment.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
you know.
The,
Oh,
the,
I-
the audience went nuts. I think out of all the scenes, the Gunji trailer and also the Cody moment was
Yeah.
the two that got the loudest
Yeah,
audience
those
reaction.
are
It-
definitely the two.
Yeah.
I rewatched that episode because I was like, is it Gunji or is it Gunji?
It's
And
Gunji,
pronounced
right?
Gunji.
It's Gunji.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's
Gunji.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were debating about it
It's
that
Gunji.
that
Yeah.
night, and we were like, is it
Yeah.
Gunji or Gunji?
It's just so funny because we talk about Gunji probably more than the average Star Wars fan. Not a lot, but you know,
we bring
more.
him up.
I think it's
He's
just cool to have a
it's
Wookiee
awesome.
Jedi. It's just
No,
awesome.
it's awesome. Yeah.
No, it is.
I mean,
Of course it is.
I was always under the impression that Anakin personally just cut that guy up for some reason. That was just in my head canon. But no,
Yeah,
he
I was like,
lives.
Anakin just like wiped out all these kids,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
know what
yeah.
happened to the rest of them too. It's like,
That's what
I
I'm
want to know.
thinking.
I mean, my
that was just
headcanon is definitely the one eventually joined Hondo, and then she went off
Yeah.
with him because that was.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
But-
Isn't Hondo's
Mhm.
ship named
Mhm.
after her or something?
Yeah, Hondo's ship in the sequel era is
Yeah.
named after
Yeah.
her,
Yep.
which is
Oh,
a
that's
cool little
Yeah.
touch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird because we didn't mention it, but Hu Yang, the droid from the Gathering arc, was in the Ahsoka teaser. So
Yeah.
this celebration was a big win for that Gathering.
Yeah.
That episode
Right.
specifically,
Who
that
knew?
or that arc
Yeah.
specifically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
swear, Chad, Gibbs was talking about Gunji going into the weekend, like
Yes. I've
multiple
been
No,
talking
yeah,
about-
we were
I've
talking
been
about
talking
it
about
before.
Gunji for years.
unrelated. And then I think Brett might be right. I cheered the most when he showed up. on that
I
show.
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
The crowd went
Gunji
crazy when Gunji.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Gunji
think
was
the
big,
entire-
dude.
That entire like auditorium just like right when we saw Gunji, we were like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, yeah.
And that
Yeah.
trailer
Exactly.
was
That Wookiee has the best lightsaber too. I mean, I love the
Yeah,
idea that
yeah,
a
lightsaber's
wooden
awesome, yeah.
hilt lightsaber.
Right.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Very
But,
good.
like yeah, the whole Cody thing. I
Mhm.
was talking to Corey right after the panel. Shout
Yeah.
out to Corey though for getting me.
Shout out
into
to
the
Corey
panel.
just in general.
Yeah.
Corey's
Good
awesome.
guy.
Just
That
in
Corey.
general, he got me like a pass to get into the panel. So like,
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
he was looking out for
Oh,
me. And
the panel stories.
I was talking to him. I was like, I think Rex is gonna kill Cody at the end
You think so? You think that's what he's
Yeah.
gonna have to do? That'd be cool.
because like
Interesting.
Cody was like mentioned in Rebels like for a minute there, and he was kind of like sad, like pissed, like mad. So I think
Yeah.
Rex is gonna kill Cody. That was my
Yeah.
prediction for season 1, Bad Batch season 1.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be
Hmm.
my
We
prediction
all
for
thought
season
Cody was
2.
gonna show up and-
Originally,
it's-
Cody was supposed to be in Rebels, so they
Right.
clearly have.
Yeah.
I want to say they have some idea of what to do with him, but I guess
Yeah.
they probably obviously they scrapped that. So that'd
Yeah.
be really a cool
I mean,
Rex
I
story.
think
for
it's-
them to
that's
have
the
to-
whole batch was supposed
Yeah.
to be in Rebels. Like there was supposed to
I
be
Yeah.
a ton of clones in Rebels.
Yeah.
I think that, I think Crosshair might kill Cody because they seem to be kind of being teamed up for a while there.
Mm.
Especially in
Yeah.
the trailer, we got a lot of shots of the
And
two of
Cody
them.
Yeah.
seems like,
And
are
I-
we doing this right?
It seems
Yeah.
less and less though that we're going to
Right.
see Cody turn up in Kenobi now. It just doesn't
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
that
Not-
story
not at
arc
this
needs
point,
to
no.
happen.
In a flashback, maybe, but that's
The
it.
fact that we
Um,
have
Yeah.
clones at all, and we saw that begging clone on the
Yeah.
Live
street.
action.
Yes,
clones.
Live
yeah,
action
that,
clone?
yeah,
Live
that,
action
That
clone.
scene killed me. That
Yeah.
scene.
And
yeah, it
oh,
was
we didn't
great.
bring this up, but Tem has brought up Captain Rex twice last
Oh.
weekend.
Yeah,
He
and
also
he-
did say though that the Kenobi was the first time he'd worn the clone armor.
I know, but they
Yeah.
filmed that like 2 years ago.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
that's true.
That was
filmed, like,
before,
last year.
your Mando season 3,
Yes,
your
yes.
Ahsoka.
He said he literally was like, "I'll play Captain Rex."
I play get
Yeah.
the
He said he
Rex
played
and
Captain
like-
Rex.
And then we
Nice.
saw that scene too from Bad Batch, like a 3-minute scene
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
really quite nice.
Yeah, it was
That
a,
had
it was
to
a
be
fun
from,
little
the
scene.
first episode. What are you guys' thoughts on the redesigns?
Oh,
Yeah.
I am in the minority
like 'em.
here. I love it. They don't.
Yeah.
No one else seems to like it. I think
I-
they look great.
I
like
like
it.
Hunter. Hunter's looks
I like Hunter.
probably the best.
I think
Yeah.
Echo looks
I
like,
like-
dog though.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
The picture of
Guess
Echo
he's
we
got-
saw
Echo, no.
is sideways, so I'm
Yeah.
not judging it. I thought
I-
it was good, though.
This is
Dog
just giving
goes
me
to
like
so
Bad
far.
Batch summer vacation vibes, like from all their armor.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it's going. Okay, it worked in that scene that we saw.
'Cause
But
on the
then when they
beach.
started going to the trailer, like and with different settings and different planets, I was like,
Mhm.
this just looks
Yeah.
kind of out of place. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I don't
think
know.
it-
I think
I
the
think
orange
it'll grow
color
on me.
scheme is interesting, but
I like Omega's look.
Yeah, Omega's definitely
Omega.
had a
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
yeah, Omega.
She needs a
Omega
helmet,
looks.
though.
Omega.
No more
was a
hats. Give her a
necessary
helmet.
upgrade, but yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, yeah, when we were in the panel, I was sitting with the Marauders, and there was a guy behind us who, when they showed the new designs, he just yelled, "Orange!" And that was it. And then he's like,
Okay.
he's like, "Orange!" It's like,
Orange
okay,
and blue.
all right.
Two thumbs up.
Okay, cool.
I like how text practically hasn't changed. He's just
Yeah,
taking off
no.
the
Yeah,
machine
tech
guard.
is the same.
Just has,
Yeah,
just has
tech-
the rest
yeah.
of plain, well,
That's
very on
Machine
brand, I
guard.
think, for
Machine
Tech.
guard.
Yeah,
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 Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it would be.
He already
Right.
didn't even work in
Yeah.
Cloud much anymore.
Yeah,
so.
no.
But yeah, no that.
How about
that
D.
was-
Bradley whipping out all the voices?
Oh
I know,
god, that
that
was so
was-
great.
That was
cycling
awesome.
through 'em like
Yeah.
that.
The way he like changed it between the 5 of them, like on the dime, is just ridiculous.
What an
Yeah.
ability to have. It's
I
like
know.
a superpower.
And then
Like,
I had
So-
no idea Michelle Ang sounded exactly like.
Oh,
He
she was
just talks
Yes,
like he's
yeah.
like a
She is
normal.
Omega.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for chat's purpose, they read a scene out from season
I
1.
did a table read.
and it was a table read, which was like a 3-minute scene between the Bad Batch and Omega, and
Mind
Pete
you, the cast
Bradley
was 2
Baker
people.
did all the voices, and he jumped like immediately from one voice, whether it was Tech to Hunter to Wrecker, and he just switched at random, to Crosshair, and it was so brilliant. It was so
Yeah.
great.
That's awesome.
And I think he also did like a regular clone in there too, because
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
he just
Yeah, it
didn't
could-
have that
Yes,
standard
yes,
voice
yeah,
in there
yeah.
Yeah,
compared to the batches like different voices.
yeah.
Too. It's
Definitely.
just, it's just
It was-
wild how he can just switch between
Oh
like
yeah.
all those characters.
That's why he's a master at his art.
Yeah, I
He
know.
really
Oh,
is.
yeah.
That's why he
Um,
voices everybody.
Chad, I guess before we let you go, what do you think of Celebration overall? Was that your first celebration?
Yeah, it was. I came in 2 days late because I wasn't supposed to be there.
Oh, gotcha.
Right, yeah, because you got the pass like
Yeah.
late, right? Wasn't it?
Right.
I got the pass at 11 p.m. Central Time.
That's cool, bro. But still, you got to
on
that was good.
Wednesday. On Wednesday, and
Yeah.
and I got there on Friday, so I was
Nice.
there for the weekend. So, but yeah,
Right.
no, it was a fun time. I had a blast. Literally,
Awesome.
all I did was like look for people that I knew, and then I almost ran into Jamie, and then I like literally saw her, Jamie from the Hall and Marauders, and I was like, I know that person. I'm gonna hang out with that person. And that's literally all I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to them for
Shout
allowing
out
me
to
to
them.
hang out.
They're a great bunch. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are.
Definitely.
yeah. No, it was a wonderful time. It was really cool to meet.
And we had a
everybody,
great time
so.
meeting you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you too.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
I know.
It was awesome.
I was
before we
looking for you guys. I was looking for you guys. I found Johnny on Sunday because he was hanging out with Corey all day.
Right.
Yeah, I
But I was
for,
looking for the other guys.
We
but
were in the
all-
panels all day, is where we were.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Let's do it again. Maybe not in London, but let's do it.
Yeah.
again.
Definitely
Yeah,
not doing
yeah.
London.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bit too
But
pricey.
wait, I don't know if Chad, did we even ask you what did you think of episode 3?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
That scene with
Yeah.
like where he had that PTS moment with like Hayden standing there,
Yeah.
Anakin.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh
Ah.
man, we
Yeah.
gotta get new scenes with
beautiful.
like Anakin.
That's
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I think
I-
we will, but that's,
If they're
Yeah.
showing them fully in the robes and like we know we're gonna get
Yeah.
Anakin stuff, there's no way we're not gonna get
So
some
I've
sort of
been-
Order
I've been saying
66
this is-
continuation.
I've been saying this the entire time. Why would you hire Hayden to wear the suit?
Right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
Yeah,
hire Hayden to just
Yeah.
wear the suit.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Absolutely.
be Anakin Skywalker.
right.
Yes. you agree,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I do have to compliment your background, by the way, as a fellow
Yes, it looks
background,
great.
I
background
love the hot
enthusiast.
toys.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
That's
I
cool.
think it looks
Busted an arm and a leg.
it looks
Yeah,
very
oh,
good.
it
Yeah,
does.
I know.
I got the same
Uh,
Last Jedi
us think-
poster. You see it. You see
I
Luke's
agree with
eye
us
there,
here.
way up in the top.
Right there. I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You got to represent the sequel
Gotta
trilogy.
represent.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
that's
I know.
right.
Yeah. So I guess
Cool.
I'll be happy about it. Okay. You know the rest of you can be silent.
Yeah, no, good.
Yeah. Fake.
So
Um,
I guess go
Chad-
follow Chad. Go
Yes.
is it at Chad BTI everywhere?
It is. Yep.
Everywhere?
Everywhere on the
Go follow him.
internet.
Go
Great
follow
guy.
him. Go DM him. Tell him how great of a guy he is.
Yeah.
And he's
I
a
don't
great
know
guy.
if
And
I want to
hopefully he'll be sticking around these parts because obviously we love talking to you. And
Yeah, we love having you.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
Yeah,
come
I'm
anytime.
definitely hopping in when I get a chance.
Hell yeah.
That's a
Nice.
yeah. Well, we should let's do that. All right.
Let's do that.
So-
All right,
so let's,
man. We'll catch you later.
Thanks, Chad.
Later, bro.
See you, chap.
All right, our next. Oh, he's back in. Our next guest may be a little bit of a newer Star Wars fan, but if I remember correctly, they are more dedicated to this brand than just about anyone. Here they
true.
are. It's Little Root. It's Lloyd.
Hello.
Hey, Lloyd.
What's up?
Welcome,
Do you
Lloyd.
guys
How are you,
remember
buddy?
me?
Of course.
Yeah, of course we do.
How can you not?
I feel like
oh
my
my God,
intro.
yeah.
I did. That was that's
You watched Clone
right?
Wars
That's
in like 2
so
weeks, right?
true. I did. I
Yeah.
also watched Rebels in like 5 days, and it's my favorite Star Wars.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Look how
right.
fast you
go.
can become a Star Wars fan.
It's
I know.
definitely my favorite Star Wars property, Rebels. That's why
Yeah.
I'm
Wow,
so
okay.
hyped for Ahsoka.
It's
Yeah,
up
you
there.
should
Yeah.
be.
dude.
Yeah.
You should be.
Yes,
Yeah.
you should.
I'm
My
so
God, the
good
live
time.
action stuff, man.
Well, I
It's
can
amazing.
tell ya.
So good.
Were you able to see
It's
it?
gonna be great.
Some of the
No,
leaks?
I wasn't. I wasn't
Ah.
able to see
Oh.
it. Sadly, I couldn't fly to Anaheim. But
No. I mean like online. Like, you see
Online.
it?
There's
online,
online
I did.
footage.
I did see
Okay.
some
Okay.
of the leaks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Did they
But-
add to her Leku
Yeah.
Ahsoka?
Yes.
Did they
Yeah.
make it longer?
They
I couldn't
did.
They made it
really-
Yeah,
longer,
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I heard at least.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
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 They
That is
showed
good.
some.
I'm so
cool.
jealous of you guys that you guys could be as.
We were very lucky to go.
There's
yeah,
a lot
it
of
was-
money later too.
Yeah,
A lot of
it
money,
was
but-
definitely
Yeah.
an expense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it
I
was-
can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bank account. My bank
Yeah.
account hurts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They-
All of
Yeah.
them.
I'm enslaved
We'll
to.
definitely go into a lot of that on
job.
the podcast for Sunday too, and you guys can
Yeah.
hear all about
We'll talk
some
about it.
purchases,
But
yeah.
anyways, Lloyd, what did you? So you've been watching Kenobi as well?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
want to make
There's
sure. I just want to make
no
sure.
other
But,
way.
Okay.
Mhm.
What did you think of episode 3?
I thought it was great. I had no problems with it. I've seen a
Yeah.
lot of people like be shitty about the acting and saying people are bad at
Yeah.
acting, and I don't see it. I think all of them are doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this episode, they knocked it out of the park. I love Vivian Lyra Blair as Leia. She
Yep.
kills it.
So
Absolutely.
good.
She's doing a great job. Yeah.
Obviously,
Very, very good.
Ewan McGregor.
Killing it for
Perfect.
sure.
Oh yeah.
There's a
Beautiful.
bunch of people.
Great
bunch of
performance.
people.
Yeah.
I'm loving every single bit of it at the
Yeah.
moment. Today's episode was insane. I love the scenes we got with Vader. But what
Yeah.
I think I liked the most was the little Jedi hideout place.
Mm.
Where
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
the path. I like the thing. I like its nature. I like that there are Jedi or people that are helping the Jedi out there in times of the
Yeah.
Empire,
Yeah.
Mhm.
especially
Right.
with Jedi coming through.
I thought it was also really big for Obi-Wan to see that, like, listen, there's these other Jedi that
Little
got
bit of-
big
little bit of hope
responsibilities
for
like him, and they're out there doing this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Totally.
But,
I-
oh, sorry.
No, talk. You can talk.
I was saying Obi-Wan has the most responsibility of all out of all of them.
Totally.
right,
Mhm.
definitely. Yeah.
It's something you can see what I hope you can see what Obi-Wan is going through to the point where he gets to like Rebels Obi-Wan, where he's like
Yeah.
He's Zen. Yeah.
he's Zen, he's with everything. He defeats
Yeah.
them all in 3 moves, He's that kind of
Right.
Obi-Wan. Right
Yeah.
now he's
Yes.
the Obi-Wan who's scared, who's running from Vader,
Very anxious.
And I understand it. I completely get it. 10 years
Yeah.
he's never used the Force. He has kept
Yeah.
a secret from everyone. 10 years
Yep.
he thought he killed his best friend basically.
Yeah.
And now he finds out he's back. It would be a crazy time for everyone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially
Absolutely.
and from Vader's point of view, he's the past 10 years he was probably thinking about that scene where he makes Obi-Wan feel the same thing as he did on Mustafar. Where he
Yeah.
drags him through the fire. Past
Yeah.
10 years, and now he sees this weak old man, and he lets him go because this is not the battle he wants. He
Mhm.
wants
Yeah.
a Jedi he can battle
Yeah.
against, not some
Yeah.
weak old man.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it
it's-
seems like some people aren't able to wrap their minds around that.
Yeah.
Like,
Interesting.
Vader
Yeah.
would act like that, So
Yeah.
Complex.
How did
Maybe.
how did the Quinlan Voss name drop hit you? Because I like
Ooh.
is that
It hit me. It hit me. It definitely did. And I wanna I don't know, I haven't looked into it, but I'm pretty sure there's some kind of new Rockstars things out there where they like go through everything that was written on the walls. And I
Yeah,
really want to see
boss.
if there's some kind of name we know out there written on the walls in the hideout place. That would be super
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
so we were trying to find new rock stars when we were there.
Yeah.
we
I knew
couldn't.
they
We
were
couldn't.
there, and-
We searched diligently. I swear to you, every day Gibbs would wake up, just go Eric Voss, and we would hunt. We would hunt.
I
But
was on the look for John Campia.
We
Didn't
couldn't.
find him either.
There was still so many people we didn't bump into that we follow
Yeah.
that we know of, and it's like it's crazily so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like, have you read like Dark Disciple? Like, what's your connection to like Quinlan? Is that
The
I'm just
only
curious.
thing I know from him is
Clone Wars?
Is Clone Wars and the prequels.
Yeah.
I've heard
Same.
story. I heard other people talk about Dark
Gotcha.
Disciple and stuff,
Mhm.
but I haven't read them personally. But I know he's a really interesting character, and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely for it.
yeah, super interesting. I mean, he gets a name drop in episode 3. You know,
They-
Master
they talk
Voss is-
about him
Yeah,
in Obi-Wan episode 3. They talk about him in present tense, like
Yeah.
saying he
Yeah.
helps out now and then. Like they
Yeah.
Right.
didn't say anything about he helps
He's
out.
gone,
He
yeah.
said he's
Still alive.
He helps out.
Lloyd, what do you predict we might see him in this series or not?
I I don't think we'll see any other Jedi.
Okay.
We might at like the end, at the very end, we see some kind of Obi-Wan teaching another Jedi. Maybe that
Okay.
might be a good way to end off the series, from him going from this no Jedi basically to training another Jedi. That might be fun to see, but I think that's also very unlikely.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for the show. I'm very excited to see how it ends.
Yeah.
The Grand Inquisitor thing, I mean, he's alive. We know it.
Yeah, of course.
Pretty safe bet, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna like stop all the others from like talking about, oh, I'm gonna be the next Grand Inquisitor, and he steps in and is like, oh, I'm the real Grand Inquisitor.
We've seen shots in the trailer of Riva deflecting red blaster bolts on the Fortress Inquisitorius, and I think that's like Grand Inquisitor comes back and is like, get her, and they're gonna they're gonna turn on her. That's what I think's happening in there. That's like some of the last stuff we see from the trailer.
Totally.
So
I'm very excited.
Oh, yeah, wait.
to
I
see
was
how
just
this
thinking
goes.
about that. Did they ever say what happened to him? Like, did Riva?
We talked about this
Ever s-
earlier. It sounds like Gibbs mentions it too. Vader talks about him as if he's still alive. They mention
Yeah.
him. She's trying to be like,
He just steals him in the
Kenobi.
Force or something.
Yeah, like I'll get Kenobi for the Grand Inquisitor, and he's like, the Grand Inquisitor doesn't matter right now. That's
You know,
Right.
I
guess
think
that's priority
it
for
would be
elsewhere.
totally in Vader's nature to be like, oh, the Grand Inquisitor doesn't matter. If you do this with Kenobi, you're gonna be Grand Inquisitor. And then
Mhm.
Riva does it with Kenobi, and she still won't get Grand Inquisitor because the Grand Inquisitor lives again. You know, that would be totally in his nature. I can totally see him doing that.
Yeah.
The Inquisitors seem to be a very complex set of characters of what's
Totally.
going
They
on,
have-
and yeah.
They
Vader
have a
has
lot
been known
more.
to alter the deal, so
Yeah, he has been known to do that.
That's true.
They seem very like siblings, and I mean they are fifth brother and sister. You know, they
Yeah.
are like
Yeah.
sisters and brothers, and
Rivals.
they also have this rivalry among them. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
I'm very excited in all things Star Wars for the future.
Yeah.
We are
I-
too.
Same.
We are too. Yeah.
With Ahsoka coming out, Mando season 3 looks to be great. I love Babu Frick, so I'm excited to see. Babu Frick in
Yeah.
season
Yeah.
I
one.
want to clarify. People are saying it's Babu. You see 3 Anzellans, which is that species. It could be Babu. I think it's Babu,
it's-
but it
gotta
It
be.
could
It's
just be the
gonna be
space
Babu.
I think
It's a toy line. Disney
Yeah.
want to sell it. It's going to be
Yeah.
Babu.
Disney saw all that. You know, how much
Yeah,
money in it.
exactly.
They should put as much wrinkly little guys in that show as they can, to be honest.
Oh my god! Can you imagine a Grogu Babu interaction?
Yeah.
Oh, that's happening. Yeah,
he's
that's
gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
he's gonna be like,
Right.
Babu,
I'm-
and Babu's gonna be like, hey.
It's like an
oh,
algorithm. They were like,
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, I
That's it.
also-
Absolutely.
That's good.
I have also watched the sequels since we last.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And what'd you think?
I like them.
Yeah?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think
Ben's
they're
like, I'm out.
like,
Yeah.
perfect. I don't think they're like perfect movies. I certainly see the things that are wrong with them, but they
Right.
had a fun time watching them.
Good.
Yeah.
An open
We love it,
Star
Lloyd.
Wars
We love to
fan.
hear
Awesome.
it.
That's what we like to hear.
We love
Lloyd,
to hear
Lloyd
it.
is my favorite kind of Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
All right, well, Lloyd, thanks for coming on, buddy. We'd love to
Thanks
love
for
to see you
having
next
me.
week.
Yeah, sure.
See
Why
you
not?
later, man.
If
All
I'm
right.
still awake by next, but
Yeah, for still.
I hope
yeah,
so. Yeah, but maybe we'll try to get you on early so you can go to sleep.
Yeah.
sure.
All right, see you, buddy.
Thanks for
Take
having me.
care.
Bye.
Later.
All right, we got two more.
Good
Let's
kid.
see.
Here, Anchorman was in there
Uh,
first.
Anchorman
so
is coming in.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry.
No, Anchorman
Yeah,
was in there
Anchorman's
first.
gonna come in
Let's do
first.
Anchorman. All right, our next guest, Anchorman.
There it is.
Anchorman.
Oh, maybe- oh,
Oh.
pop that out. Okay, one more.
Alright, I'm gonna
Just
say
kidding.
yes here.
Just kidding.
Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, Anchorman's gone. So Mona Lisa, which I think this
Mona
might be
Lisa,
this
yep.
might be a
Nice.
Dimes bit. Hi Mona
Hello.
Lisa, how you doing?
Hey.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'll give you another
Well,
second.
thank you,
Nope.
everyone.
You're on mute.
I think this was a
You're on
Dimes,
mute.
Okay.
Dimes bit. I think it's.
All right. Well.
Okay.
Thank you all for
How about that,
joining
huh?
the All New Nerd stream. This was great. I mean, we haven't streamed it like it feels like so long. So
been
it's,
like a
I
couple
don't know.
weeks.
To get
I feel
everyone back
refreshed,
talking about
though.
Kenobi, talking about
Yeah.
Celebration, it's
Yeah.
been
It's
good.
exciting.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Oh, Anchorman's back. He said his internet's weird though. Let's see. I don't. All right. We'll give it. Anchorman, you here? No.
We'll go
Okay.
with no.
All right.
Hey,
Well, anyways,
and then we're gonna
we'll
cap
close it
this
out.
one, but we can get you in
we'll
next
see,
week.
guys. yeah, we'll see. We'll talk to them next week. But
Thank you everyone
Alright.
for coming on. Thank you for
you.
watching. Thank you for watching on
Yeah.
the VOD. Brent,
Monday.
Johnny, Dylan, Gibbs, Levi,
Levi.
obviously. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.
Thank you.
Bye, 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 bye.